financially, the club still look in a precarious position. Players will be sold. They were far better today, though, than already relegated Sheffield United. Doucouré heading in the only goal, set out by Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Everton linking up well. They look confident at the back. That was their 5th clean sheet at home in a row. And this lap of honour honestly feels quite poignant. I think there's a few faces who played their last minutes at Goodison, and they end with a win. Everton 1, Sheffield United 0.
Let's go to Bournemouth next, their final home game. Maybe not going to plan this afternoon. Sheridan Roberts.
No, ended Bournemouth 1, Brentford 2, but it is still their best ever season and their highest points tally in the Premier League. But 3 late goals at the Vitality saw the points go back to Brentford as Bournemouth lost at the home for the first time in 7. After 2 earlier VAR calls, a disallowed goal in the first half for Bournemouth and a reversal of a penalty decision for Brentford, it looked like this game might peter out at 0-0, but Mbomo latched onto a neat pass from substitute Yohan Wissa to give Brentford the lead with 4 minutes to play, his 50th for Brentford. But just 3 minutes later, Dominic Solanke's towering header levelled things up for his 19th of the campaign. England assistant coach Jimmy Floyd Hasselbaink is here today. No doubt he was watching that one closely, but there was still more to come with 9 minutes of additional time, and goal provider Wissa proved to be the change Thomas Frank had hoped, getting a goal of his own in the 94th minute. A lovely finish into the top of the net from just inside the penalty area. It ended Bournemouth 1, Brentford 2.
We've talked about what the tea time game between Forest and Chelsea means for the home side. For the visitors, if they win, they go level on points with Newcastle, although Newcastle would have a better goal difference. That's after Eddie Howe's side dropped 2 points today at home to Brighton. Will Perry.
Yeah, finished Newcastle 1, Brighton 1, Mark. Newcastle, as you say, dropping those points as they push for European football next season once again. Veltman put the visitors ahead, turning in a Welbeck knockdown from a corner, then Longstaff levelled from close range in first half stoppage time, meaning actually that Newcastle have scored in every single one of their home league fixtures in a top flight season for the first time since 1958-59. Gordon had a goal ruled out for offside and was denied a late penalty. VAR not interested in Lamptey's challenge on him, much to the boos of the St James's Park crowd. Almiron also denied a spot kick late on. He was booked for diving. So Newcastle now 6 points behind 5th place Tottenham with 2 games to play. Eddie Howe's side must now watch Chelsea and Manchester United trying to move level on points with them as they play later today and tomorrow, of course. But Newcastle's goal difference is much better. So if Newcastle finish 6th, Mark, and Manchester City win the FA Cup final, then they would qualify for the Europa League next season and would not be playing in the Europa Conference League. So they might have a few Manchester City scarves on for that FA Cup final if it comes to that. Newcastle 1, Brighton 1.
Thank you very much. Well, England had a rocky start in the first Women's T20 International at Edgbaston against Pakistan, but Henry Miranda are on track to win now.
They should win this game comfortably. Pakistan are 76 away from their target with just 39 balls left to do it. England were 11 for 4 early on in this game, but really good partnership between Amy Jones and the captain Heather Knight got them back into the game. Oh, that's a brilliant catch we've just seen in the deep from Danielle Wyatt. A 7th wicket has fallen for Pakistan. England will win this game. 76 needed from 38, 3 wickets in hand, and England cruising now towards victory in this season opener.
Big cricket story today. Jimmy Anderson, England's leading wicket taker of all time, saying that his final test will be this summer and it will come at Lord's against the West Indies in July. He's recorded a special episode of Tailenders today, and this is what he said about his decision.
Well, obviously the stuff came out yesterday that wasn't meant to, so I've spent the day ringing round family and friends, letting them know before I found out some other way. My future is obviously something that's been chatted about. I feel like I've been talking about it for 10 years. Every coach that I've had, like, how long are you going to play for? And it was sort of just like looking ahead, and could a 43-year-old make the Ashes in 18 months' time, and sort of came to the decision that probably not. Like, from my point of view, it feels like a stretch at this stage of my career, and obviously from their point of view, we've got, I think there's like 15 or so test matches before the Ashes, so it gives them time to get other guys test matches and experience before that Ashes series. So just came to the decision that I'll play one more test match.
Wow, there's a lot to get your head round. Are you feeling okay about it?
Yeah, I feel good about it. Yeah, I've had an amazing career, and stuff around retirement's been obviously hanging around for years now. As I said, like, even though since I turned 30, I reckon, and then just grown even more since I turned 40. So I just feel really lucky that I've managed to get to this age and still be playing at a very high level. So it's nice that I'll get one more sort of test match, be able to go out at Lords where it started in 2003 in Test cricket. So yeah, feel good.
When was the chat with Baz? Have you known this for a while, Jim? Is it weeks?
Yeah, it was in April, so it's been a few weeks.
Right.
Obviously, keep it fairly close to my chest, trying to make sure that it sort of comes out at the right time. Obviously, that was taken out of my hands yesterday, so. But I managed to tell you all, tell my family. But I feel good about it. I think, I feel excited about what the future might hold, and potentially stick around with the team this summer and in a different capacity would be nice potentially. But yeah, feel good.
That's fun. You might be around and about the team for a bit. Is that part of the plan, or have you not thought about that yet?
Well, yeah. I mean, again, we've chatted about it, but the chats are ongoing. So that's something that I'll keep talking to Stokesy and Baz and Rob Key about what happens after that test match.
It's almost like this wasn't ready to be announced.
So you had to phone your parents and tell them, Jim, like yesterday in a rush type thing.
Yeah, obviously I wanted to tell people close to me before.
Yeah.
It would be nice to do it face to face, but as I said, it's done now. Actually, I feel relieved that it's out and people know and don't have to keep it secret. I'm not even told people at Lancs. There are games at the end of the season that, I'm not sort of ruling out at this moment, but again, that's a conversation I've got to have with Lancashire and see what they want to do.
So you haven't thought about the future of, like, next summer, for example? You haven't thought about playing for Lancs again, or that's just not in your head yet? You've got to work this bit out.
Well, again, yeah, it is part of the full process. Like, I'm not 100% set on what I'm going to do next. So again, that'll be a conversation further down the line with Lancashire and see what they want to do. See if I've actually got the sort of desire and willingness to do that as well.
You seem remarkably calm about this. What did your mum and dad say last night? I mean, I don't want to pry too much, but what was there? Were they surprised?
I don't think so. My dad was like, all right, yeah.
Thanks for the tickets.
But I think he probably had a suspicion that it might be the case. Because he came to India, well, Baz actually told me that he said to him, he can retire now, like after I got the 700th wicket. So I think he was sort of, thought it was on the cards. My mum was slightly more emotional, I guess. But it's just been like a huge part of, it's been over half my life that I've played cricket. So I guess it'll be weird for people around me as well when I'm not doing that.
The full podcast, Full Tailenders podcast on BBC Sounds. Now, Pakistan have lost another wicket. They're 89 for 8, so they need 75 from 32 if they're going to win that first Women's T20 against England. Back to the football. Celtic beat 10-man Rangers in the Old Firm to take them a step closer to the title. Celtic 2, Rangers 1 was how it finished, watched by Alistair Bruce-Ball.
Well, if Celtic do go on to win the title, which they surely will, then the key factor will have been winning these games against their biggest rivals. 4 derbies so far this season. Celtic have won 3 of them and drawn the other. But this one was nervier than it should have been, given they had a 2-1 lead when John Lundstrom rashly got himself sent off just before half-time for a reckless challenge on Alistair Johnston. That, after Lundstrom's own goal, had given Celtic their second goal minutes before. Matt O'Reilly then saw an early second-half penalty saved by Jack Butland, and try as they might, Celtic just couldn't get that third goal to make it comfortable. Rangers tested their nerves with a few late set pieces, but Celtic survived, and they could now win the title on Tuesday if Rangers don't beat Dundee at Ibrox. If they do, then Celtic only need a point at Kilmarnock on Wednesday to clinch it, although they have been beaten there twice this season already. And we've still got a Celtic Rangers Cup final to look forward to as well.
Elsewhere in the top half of the Scottish Premiership, Hearts 3, Dundee 0, St Mirren 0, Kilmarnock 1. In the bottom half, already relegated Livingston beat St Johnstone 2-1. Ross County thrashed 5-1 at home by Motherwell. It means St Johnstone are still in that relegation playoff spot. They're 2 points behind Ross County. Both have 2 games to play. In the Championship playoffs in Scotland, Hamilton 3, Alloa 2, Inverness 1, Montrose 0. Hamilton and Inverness go through on aggregate, so that will be the final there. In the League 1 playoffs, so the battle to get into League 1, Peterhead thrashed 5-1 at home by Spartans. Spartans go through comfortably on aggregate. Stirling 0, Dumbarton 0. Dumbarton go through on aggregate, courtesy of winning that first leg. So Spartans, Dumbarton in that playoff final. In the battle to get into League 2, East Kilbride 2, Stranraer 2 in the first leg, so they've still got another leg to play. In the Welsh Premier League, they have these playoffs for the conference, European Conference playoffs. It finished Newtown 0, Pennybont 5, so Pennybont through to the final to take on Carnarvon Town to decide who gets Wales's final place in European competition. In the Gallagher Premiership this afternoon, Northampton 90, Gloucester 0, Bristol 20, Saracens 41. That second game was watched by James Burridge, but there are stories around both, really, aren't there?
Yeah, where do you want to start?
Where do you want to start? Wherever you start, do it quickly.
Yeah, okay, quickly. Horrendous for Gloucester, utterly horrendous. Their heaviest defeat ever, the biggest ever league home win from Northampton, getting those 90 points. The context, I suppose, Mark, for Gloucester is they've got the Challenge Cup final in 2 weeks against the Sharks. George Skivington would have tried to blood a few youngsters, but there are going to be huge question marks now over his future after a performance like that. And also questions about the integrity of the league. This is embarrassing. This is humiliating. And it's the second big scoreline like that. Bristol put 85 against Newcastle a few weeks ago. So it's not just Gloucester, it's the image and the integrity of the league as well. As for the Saracens' performance today, they just proved why they are just so good at this end of the season. They just really smothered Bristol. They were 13-3 down, and they just feasted on Bristol's mistakes. Itoje was immense. Even though he was yellow carded for 10 minutes, he was at the forefront of everything. They got 2 further tries. And Bristol, they have been unbeaten. They've won 4 straight games. Saracens have just shut the door firmly in their faces. They're out of the top 4. Saracens climbed to second. Northampton have booked a home semi-final already. And the mighty Sale hanging on there, chappers, in fourth. They are hanging on. But if Harlequins win at Exeter tonight, they will take their place.
Just got to win at Saracens next week. That's it. Thank you very much. As simple as that. Thank you very much, James. Exeter Quins is a 5:30 kickoff, and that's on Sports Extra. In the United Rugby Championship, Bulls 40, Glasgow 34, Scarlets 20, Ulster 31, Sharks 24, Benetton 25. And in the games that kicked off 10 minutes ago, Lions lead Cardiff 7-0, Munster 0. Connaughts 0. In the Women's Premiership today, Saracens thrash Sale 54-21, Ealing Trailfinders 10, Exeter 40, and Harlequins 47, Leicester 12. Pakistan needs 70 from 26. They're 94 for 9 at Edgbaston, so England are going to win that. It's just nipped to Wembley. Aaron Paul watching the FA Trophy final.
Gateshead 1, Solihull Moors 0. We have just seen an incredible save from James Montgomery in the Gateshead goal to deny what looked like Tyree Shade up the left-hand side of Wembley. But Mark, we have seen some real action at the start of the second half. First off, Beck and Sabara for Solihull, so close to an equaliser, but just getting in each other's way. The ball deflecting off of Gateshead body and behind for a corner. And up the other end just now, Luke Hannon has spurned a huge chance to put Gateshead 2 up in acres of space on the right-hand side, and he just dragged his shot wide. Gateshead 1, Solihull Moors 0.
In Super League today, Huddersfield 6, Wigan 48, Catalan Leeds gets underway at 5:30. We'll have more reaction to the day's football in a little while at half-time from the City Ground. Burnley definitely down, Luton all but down, and therefore, as you can hear in the background, it's party time in Nottingham. Here are Chris Waddle and Conor McNamara.
Yes, thanks very much, Mark. I think the best way as we kick off and get underway here, the best way to sum up the atmosphere is that Morgan Gibbs-White came out of the tunnel holding his baby in his arms, and the other Nottingham Forest players were tickling the baby under its chin and having little laughs and jokes, waving to loved ones in the crowd. This is all a far cry from the nervy, tense atmosphere that this might have been had results elsewhere involving Luton and Burnley have ended up differently. As you say, Burnley relegated, Luton on the brink, and Nottingham Forest can 100% mathematically secure their status as a top-flight club as long as they don't lose here at home to Chelsea. In a couple of hours from now, there may be a very big party in Nottingham. The sun is out. It's a glorious evening. but in truth, this is already, Chris Waddle, a party atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm sure the players want to, they're going to enjoy this. They've got no pressure really, let's be honest. The crowd, the party's already started, and Forest look full of confidence. They know that they're going to be a Premier League football club next season.
So even if Forest were to lose to Chelsea here, they would need to lose by an enormous margin for the goal difference swing to come into play. As Chris Wood comes on the attack, there's no flag, tries to lob it over the goalkeeper, and Petrovic makes a very good save. And even when play goes dead, the flag didn't rise eventually either. Chris Wood would have been onside there.
And I was here against Man City a few weeks ago, and he had two glorious chances which he didn't take. He missed a couple at Sheffield United last week as well, so he's not having a good... He's getting the chances, but he's not putting them away, and that was a chance really he needs to score.
So, just to clarify, the Nottingham Forest, but let's just say Cole Palmer does what he did against Everton and gets 4 goals all in his own, and teammates chip him with a few more. It's, 6-7-0, something like that. There would need to be, between this game and next weekend at Burnley, a 13-goal swing against whatever Luton do.
Ciao, sono Patrick. Scegli prima assicurazioni per la tua auto o moto. Puoi assicurare anche casa e famiglia, online o in agenzia. Per ogni necessità, contatta i nostri consulenti.
Per prima vieni davvero prima di tutto. Anche di Patrick. Fai come oltre 3 milioni di clienti. Scegli prima assicurazioni. Dove, come e quando vuoi. Tu, prima.
I think you have FOLO.
FOLO? Ma con Ring Intercom puoi ricevere i tuoi ordini online anche quando non sei in casa.
Package? Hey, I'll buzz you in.
Con Ring Intercom sei sempre in casa.
Game for Chelsea. He's got the ball at his feet inside the centre circle. Orange boots, picks up a pass to the main man Palmer, and the main man who's closely marked as Ryan Yates slides in and challenges him and briefly wins possession back for Nottingham Forest. Gonzalo Montiel can't control it here. There's a bit of ball juggling skills from Mikhailo Mudryk in the sunshine, and then a challenge on him means a free kick to Chelsea, which they take quickly. 0-0.
Yeah, Chelsea like to look after the football, don't they? They're very patient, having a good run of form. Very hard to beat at Stamford Bridge. On the road, I think they've got a bit to do to be a top 4, top 6 challenger next season. Definitely the home form's been brilliant recently, but they've got a lot of talented players, and it's hard when you put players together and expect just the performances to take off. It's took them a while. They do look the part at the minute, but Forest party moodier in the ground, so there's no pressure on Forest today.
Chelsea, if they win, they'll go level on points with Newcastle. Newcastle have got the better goal difference. Here comes Montiel tracking down the right-hand side for Nottingham Forest. And his cross was tested towards Chris Wood until Thiago Silva swept across to head it out for the first corner of the afternoon. Corner to Nottingham Forest down the right-hand side. 0-0 in the sun of the City ground. Nottingham Forest against Chelsea on 5 Live at BBC Sounds.
Yeah, good sound down his right-hand side. The cross wasn't the best to aim it, but Chris Wood, not enough pace or height on it, but they've got a corner out of it.
Corner to be taken by Danilo, who has now started the last 7 games in a row. His best run of Premier League starts for the Brazilian this season. It's going to be a left-footed delivery. Here it comes low, in swinging, beat the first defender. Comes back out from Bully to Danilo. Montiel tries to chip it in, can't get the elevation that he desires, because Jackson was able to get a touch there to head it away. Chelsea hold on to possession with Madueke. They are still midway inside their own half, and Madueke's given the ball away. Chelsea haven't started this game very well. Forest come on the attack. Yates to Gibbs White, and we wondered with the tickling of babies and waving to fans in the crowd where Forest a bit switched off ahead of this. That's not the way it started at all. Aina tries to cross on the left-hand side. That's blocked, and the loose ball falls for Callum Hudson-Odoi, level with the edge of the penalty area. Sent in a right-footed delivery. Cucurella gets a touch on it, and that will go out down by the corner flag for a throw into Nottingham Forest, still 0-0.
Good tempo Nottingham Forest are playing out at the minute. They're pushing Chelsea back. Chelsea have got up the tempo. There's too many people just strolling around, letting other players do the work. They've got, the success as any team, you need as a team, it's all together, and at the minute there's only 4 or 5 players in a Chelsea shirt running around.
Shades of last season when Nottingham Forest secured their safety from relegation in their penultimate game. Back then they beat Arsenal by a goal to 0 here. this game right since the get-go has got a similar sort of feeling. It's a huge throw-in by Aina. It got past the penalty spot, if you can imagine how far that's been thrown in. And eventually a header is away off target, but that's one of the longest throws I've ever seen.
I've never seen any throw-in as long as that. I've got to say, I'd love to know what the record is. Well, about that.
Has anyone got Rory Delap's number?
I've never seen anybody throw that far.
Wow. That was almost to the far post, if you can imagine. The throw-in from the right-hand side of the pitch, level with the edge of the penalty area, and he launched it all the way to the far post. Incredible. Chelsea in possession inside the centre circle. Pochettino's team yet to get going. Palmer lashes a pass out to the right-hand side, which was a difficult one for Chalobah to control, and Chelsea do give up possession. And then Gallagher leads into Danilo and wins possession for the visitors. Chelsea inside the Nottingham Forest half, right-hand side of the pitch as they come forward. Noni Madueke will roll the ball back to the halfway line. Chalobah back to Thiago Silva. Chelsea trying to take some of this early sting out of the game that Nottingham Forest have been able to create. Earlier on today, Burnley did lead for 7 minutes against Tottenham, but ended up losing, and they are now relegated. It's Tottenham's first win in 5. Cole Palmer, midway inside the Forest half, plays a good ball in front of Mudryk. What a pass that was! Mudryk will finish. Chelsea lead at the City Ground. 7 minutes on the clock. That was all about the quality of the pass. World class. Sure, Mudryk had to finish it, but what a through ball. And Nottingham Forest's celebrations dampened here by an opening goal for Chelsea. Nottingham Forest 0, Chelsea 1.
What a pass by Palmer. I mean, what a season the lads had. But that pass absolutely weighted. We know Modric is quick down this left-hand side. As soon as it comes to Palmer, he looks at him, he takes off running, and he thinks, I can thread that through the gap. Maybe the fullback should have been tucked in a little bit more. Maybe he's in no man's land. But let's take nothing away from that pass. And the finish, by the way, excellent. First touch to his left foot, second touch to his right foot, passes it in the bottom corner. Excellent goal by Chelsea.
Mudryk's 7th goal of the season, his 5th in the Premier League. They spent an awful lot of money on him. Maybe Chelsea now beginning to see the best of the Ukrainian. And, I know there's sort of been a chat in recent times about, well, Cole Palmer will surely be going to the Euros. Chris, he's got to start for England, sure.
Well,
I mean, who's better than him at the moment?
No, well, where do you play him? I know, to me, you play where he plays. You play him as a number 10. You play him as the 8 Harry Kane.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll start, man.
Here is Gibbs White just outside the penalty area. As Nottingham Forest trying to bounce back. Forest who started the game well, but it is Chelsea with their first attempt of this 5:30 kickoff of the City Ground, who've been able to take the lead very much against the run of play. Nadia Shield the back plays a rather risky pass across the edge of the penalty area, but Caicedo controls it. Then given away by Chalobah. Forest regain possession, but they're back near the centre circle themselves. Ryan Yates, who you were telling me, Chris, has promised he will jump in the Trent if Forest secure.
That's what I heard last week. He said after beating Sheffield United, he said to stay up, he was going to swim in the Trent, because his celebration was actually swimming.
So know what Virgil Shark will say about that. Here's an attack down the left-hand side. Forest with Hudson-Odoi into the penalty area. Tries to send in across, but Badiashile is well located. And then Palmer on the edge of his own penalty area holds off the intentions of Danilo and is able to mop it up. Eventually, he held onto it inside his own penalty area there, cool as you like, from Cole Palmer. And eventually, this does cause a problem for Chelsea. They've given it away. Chris Wood in the penalty area tries to pull it back. Cucurella hasn't been able to clear. Yates arriving like a train. Can't keep his effort down and balloons it over the top. But Palmer kept his cool, but Thiago Silva didn't. And Chelsea very nearly shot themselves in the foot there.
They did. Yates couldn't control. It was a difficult volley, let's be honest. He was under pressure. But Forest have had some moments already where Chelsea have been caught in possession in full-back areas. And, I mean, Yates, he's under pressure, to be fair, with 2 players. Couldn't keep the shot down, but this is a good game.
So Chelsea with an early goal. And it is all over at the cricket. Here's Emily Windsor.
Yep, England have just won by 53 runs against Pakistan at Edgbaston. Glenn stand out with the ball, 4 wickets for 12 runs, and 2 standout batters, Heather Knight 49 and Danny Gibson 41 off 21 balls.
Thanks very much, Emily. Here in the City Ground, here come Nottingham Forest again. But a pushed pass, too firm for Morgan Gibbs White. It flashes in front of Callum Hudson-Odoi, and Chelsea regain possession. That early goal amidst the tears at Kenilworth Road will just grab the attention for Luton fans who'll think, okay, that's a goal after 7 minutes. you know, if they keep up in this trend, if Chelsea can absolutely get a hatful, maybe. But a long way to go before we would even begin to consider that. Cucurella has possession for Chelsea on the edge of the penalty area, and he comes unopposed up towards the halfway line. Mauricio Pochettino will be pleased. He was quite fiery in the press conference yesterday. I don't know if you saw it, Chris, but he was being asked about, you know, do you think that the owners might want to make a change in the summer? And he said, well, maybe I'll want to make a change. Maybe this isn't what I've been sort of promised here, which was fighting talk, I thought, from the Argentinian.
I don't blame him. It's every week they're questioning him, isn't he? Are we done all right here?
Here's Nicholas Jackson into a crossing position, gets to the byline, pulls it back just behind Madueke, who'd made a brilliant burst, but he was ahead of the pass as it came in, and Forrest relieved to clear the ball away.
Yeah, I think Pochettino, every week he's asked about his job, isn't it, since he started, and he must get fed up with it.
To be fair, when he was appointed last summer, that was quite a coup at the time for Chelsea. He'd been very much in demand, Mauricio Pochettino, and I think he just wanted to remind everyone of that in that press conference yesterday. Gonzalo Montiel has done well to win possession back for Nottingham Forest here. Gibbs White will roll it out to the left wing to Callum Hudson-Odoi. Of course, he's playing against his old team today. His 100th Premier League appearance for Hudson-Odoi. 72 of them were in Chelsea colours. He's not able to advance very far. Gibbs White hit the deck there on the edge of the Chelsea penalty area. Looked at the referee, but nothing doing with Tony Harrington, who waved play on. Murillo has possession for Forest. Nottingham Forest 0, Chelsea 1. Mudrick's early goal here in the City ground in his 5:30 kick-off. 5-line. Gateshead leading Sullivan Moors at Wembley in the FA Trophy final. Hudson-Odoi, last touch off him as he tries to cross to the far side, goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, Hudson-Odoi, I was looking at, you know, very talented player. He seemed to hit a bit of form this season in a Forest shirt. Lost his way a bit, didn't he? I think he was injured, and he's had a very good season for Nottingham Forest. And he's still only 23, I think.
Yeah. Turns 24 in November. Callum Hudson-Odoi, who scored twice against Sheffield United last weekend. First time he'd scored a double in a Premier League game in his career. He made his Chelsea debut as a 17-year-old. He actually played 126 times for the Chelsea first team. But today, the first time he plays against his former employer. Chalobah has possession of the far side for Chelsea. Gives it infield to Moises Caicedo, up to Jackson, just over the halfway line. Out to the right wing to Conor Gallagher, who's up level with the edge of the Forest penalty area. Niakate, who's playing as one of the three central defenders for Forest, grooves across and gets a last touch, which a little bit unnecessarily puts it out for a Chelsea corner.
He's got a corner out of it down that right-hand side, Gallagher. But I mean, Forest are playing 5-3 centre-halves, 2 wing-backs. Wing-backs will advance a little bit, I suppose, but there's a lot of space down the sides of them centre-backs, and Chelsea have exploited on 2 or 3 occasions already.
Dortmund playing in a tea-time game in Germany, obviously into the Champions League final, but they've not been doing so well domestically. And inside quarter of an hour, they've gone 1-0 down away at Mainz in the Bundesliga this afternoon. Premier League, Nottingham Forest 0, Chelsea 1. And the corner comes in swinger from Cole Palmer. Enough Forest defenders back there, and maybe actually a chance of a breakaway counter here. Murillo has come surging out of the penalty area. Options left and right. Decides to veer towards the left-hand side. Fouled by Badiashile. And the referee reaches for his pocket as well. And Benoit Badiashile is on a yellow card now, with less than a quarter of an hour played at the City ground.
I think that's very harsh, I've got to say. He broke away with it. He had options to his left and right. Didn't know when he was going to give the ball. Eventually he runs out of space. Yes, it is a slight touch, but I'm not sure it's a yellow card.
Chelsea have had the most yellow cards of all Premier League teams this season. Forest with a free kick that is surely too far out for Morgan Gibbs to contemplate shooting from, but it's a good platform here. 20 yards outside the penalty area to try and set something up for one of his colleagues. 15th minute, floated into the area, free-header volley! Nottingham Forest back on level terms, nobody marking Willy Boly, and it's an unwanted deja vu for Chelsea fans. Absent defending, allowing Nottingham Forest to level this up. It's back to 1-1 on the day that Nottingham Forest know as long as they avoid defeat, their survival in the Premier League will be secure. Forest 1, Chelsea 1. Free header Willy Boly, he's second in the league this season.
I mean, it's a simple goal, isn't it? Free kick, Morgan. You've got to say Jackson's just let him Boly pull off the back of him. He's not tracked him. He's let him run. He's given a free header from 4 yards out. Jackson has got to go with him. He's his man. He's left him go. He's given him a free header from 4 yards out. Sorry, you can't do that at this level. It's an easy goal for Bully. Just heads it down. I think actually hit his. It's actually deflected off Conor Gallagher, I think, and gone into the net. But Jackson's got to go with his man. Now they're looking at VAR.
Yes, the header was goal bound from Willie Bolly.
It had to get involved somewhere, didn't it?
As you can imagine, the Forest fans were booing the Premier League anthem before the game. Now they've got their old friend Mr. VAR to contend with. Is there a chance that Nottingham Forest were offside as the goal was scored? Now we're seeing a blurry close-up. Is that Bully in the offside position? I don't think it is. So it's whether, yes, it's not him. So it's Niakate. Niakate clearly offside, but does he play a part? Is he active? Is he involved? Yates arguably also offside, but Willie Bolly, I would imagine Paddy Shield, from the angle we're looking at, is playing Willie Bolly on.
Yeah, well, they're not involved in the goal. Look, how can they be involved? They're nowhere near it, Yates and Yaga. They're nowhere near it. How can he be involved in that?
The goal stands.
Exactly. I mean, well, I'm not going to talk about it. It does my head in.
So the last touch didn't come off Conor Gallagher, but there's no doubt Willie Bolly claims that. Scored against Manchester United at Old Trafford in August. That is his second Premier League goal for Nottingham Forest, and after the early setback of Mikhailo Mudryk giving Chelsea the lead, we've now had 2 goals in a quarter of an hour in the City Ground. Nottingham Forest 1, Chelsea 1. And the party atmosphere. Look at this, they're twirling the scarves in the air.
I think there's more goals to come. Definitely. I think it's a very open game, this, and I can see both teams getting more goals.
Chalobah rather awkwardly hooks the ball away from Chelsea. Chelsea playing from right to left as we look down. Danilo gets it back for Nottingham Forest. He's got Ola Aina available outside him on the left. Aina's right, but it's him, he's brilliant. Chris Wood back across the face of goal and cleared away by Paddy Shield.
Offside.
Wood may well have been offside. Flag does rise. Surprised he didn't find the back of the net there, Chris Wood, given his aerial prowess. What a ball from Aina.
Well, it's just straight offside, hasn't it? So they'll give the free kick, but Chris Wood's not having the best of luck in front of the goal the last few weeks.
He's never scored against Chelsea in his career. We've just seen the replay. It is the correct decision. He was offside. Didn't score anyway, but he was in an offside position. Chris Wood, who is Nottingham Forest top scorer this season. He's got 13 goals in all campaign, 12 of them in the Premier League, and today looking for his first goal in 5 games. Before that, he'd been on a run of scoring in 4 appearances in a row from mid-March into early April. Here come Chelsea down the other end. The open nature of this game continues. And why, oh why, did Nicholas Jackson not pass the ball to Mikhailo Mudryk there, who was in acres of space? Bad decision from the Chelsea player. Here come Forrest down the other end. Gibbs White steadies himself, tries to shoot, but that moment he took to steady himself invited Caicedo to come in and win it back. And now Jackson comes on the counter-attack again. Mudryk streaming for it again. Jackson wants to take them all on, and he can't. He got past Willie Bolly, he couldn't shake off Yates, and Mudryk gives a shrug to say, why do I bother making these runs?
Well, listen, if Chelsea are looking for a player investment in the summer, we all know it's got to be a number 9. You know, I've watched this guy all season, and yes, he's scored a few goals, but the amount of bad decisions he makes, the amount of chances he misses, wow.
1-1 on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. By the way, you can watch all the action from the Premier League tonight. Match of the day at 10 o'clock, unless you're in Wales when it starts an hour later. Gary Lineker joined by Micah Richards and Alan Shearer to look over the best of today's action on the day that Burnley have been confirmed as relegated, on a day that Luton are on the brink. Earlier on today, Romford won at Wembley in the FA Vase final, and Aaron Paul is at Wembley right now for the FA Trophy final. Aaron.
We've seen a goal. Gateshead 1, Solihull Moors 1, equaliser for Solihull. Joe Newton with a delicious cross in off the left, and stooping low to head home was 6'5" Mark Beck. Gateshead 1, Solihull Moors 1.
Thank you, Aaron. Earlier on today in the Gallagher Premiership, Northampton put 90 points without reply against Gloucester. Bristol were beaten at home by Saracens, 41 points to 20, and in the tea time kick-off, Quins have just taken the lead away at Exeter. It's Exeter 0, Harlequins 7. Should mention the top of the table, Manchester City beating Fulham 4-0 comfortably in the lunchtime game to go. clear at the top, ahead of Arsenal's trip to Manchester United tomorrow. Here in the City ground, 20 minutes played. Nottingham Forest 1, Chelsea 1. Chris 1.
No, I've got to say, I think Chelsea are far too open. They all wander around the park. It's like a back four, and then everybody else does what they want to do. Stay on the road while they get beat quite a bit and concede goals. Forest, you can see they're playing very relaxed football because obviously the news earlier with that team's getting beat. It's took a lot of pressure off them.
Luton did take the lead against West Ham earlier, but they were beaten 3-1 in the end in what was David Moyes' last home game as West Ham manager. It means that Luton have now lost the last 4 Premier League games in which they scored first, and that's been the problem for Rob Edwards' team. They weren't able to hold on to their leads. Here come Nottingham Forest to the City ground. Callum Hudson-Odoi against his old team into the penalty area for Nottingham Forest. Pulls it back to the edge. Ryan Yates leaning back. Can't keep the shot down. He took a deflection. It's a corner to Nottingham Forest 1-1.
Yeah, every time Forest go forward, don't they look like they're going to get a chance to score a goal. It's every time now. It's either a shot across. Chris Wood's had 2 or 3 good opportunities already. It's there for Forest if they want it.
Celtic on the brink of another Scottish Premiership title after winning a stormy Glasgow Old Firm derby against 10-man Rangers. That would finish Celtic 2, Rangers 1. Here in the City ground, corner to Nottingham Forest, taken by Danilo. That's a good delivery. Petrovic got his hands to it, guided it onto the head of Chris Wood, and Wood headed over the crossbar.
That was a more difficult chance, wasn't it? With the goalkeeper's little flick. Chris Wood, he did have his eyes on it, and he just had to hit the target. The goalkeeper's off his lane. Just had to hit the target, and that's a goal.
He's reacted quite well, Chris Wood, given that, as Chris illustrates, the touch of the keeper just ahead of him. But at the angle right, he just took too much upward propulsion on it, and that header from Chris Wood sails over the crossbar. Midway through the first half, 22.5 minutes played. The goal from Mikhailo Mudryk gave Chelsea the lead. Willy Boly has equalised for Forest. It is a game that has more goals streaming out here in the City ground. Montiel, the right wing back for Forest, closed down by Mudryk. Ball goes out of play for a throw into the home side. Forest, who actually throughout this season have won more games against teams in the top half of the table than they have against teams in the bottom half. They did beat Sheffield United last time out. Only once this season have Forest had back-to-back wins in the Premier League. If they get the win here, even if they can just get a draw, it will put the nail in the coffin for Luton, who were beaten earlier on today. Here's Caicedo getting possession back. Some of the Forest fans thought that Shield might have committed a foul in doing so. Play on, says the referee. Niakate stretches in, tracking the run of Nicholas Jackson. Popular roar from the Forest fans as he does a little step over and Cole Palmer and accelerates another 30 yards down the pitch. It's a thundering run from Moussa Niakate, who's the one change in the Forest team today from that win against Sheffield United last time out. He's been preferred to Anthony Elanga. Gibbs White has possession. Central area in the park. Somebody's back. Rolls the ball to Niakate once again. Out to Callum Hudson-Odoi with the orange boots on the left wing. Back to Aina again. Such is the party atmosphere. Forest fans cheering every pass until it does eventually break down and the ball goes out for a Forest throw.
I think Forest would like to get a win now. At the end of the day, you're at home. It's your last home game. Yeah, there's a good atmosphere, obviously, with the results going their way today. But I think they'd like to beat Chelsea. I don't think it's about, whatever happens today, so what?
Nottingham Forest 1, Chelsea 1. We mentioned that big game tomorrow at Old Trafford. John Murray will be on the commentary microphone for Manchester United against Arsenal. 4:30 start in the Premier League. You can listen to that game here on 5 Live. And also, ahead of that at 2:30, the Women's FA Cup final, Tottenham against Manchester United. You can also watch that game on BBC One. Here at the City ground, possession for Chelsea. Cucurella rolls the ball back to Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva is on his way to Fluminense.
Sorry, Carl, just looking at Forest again. When they have time on the ball, Chelsea in the back with Thiago or whoever, Cucurella goes into midfield in the centre circle. Yates then doesn't know whether to pick Mudryk up or Gallagher up or Cucurella. And they need one of the 3 centre-halves to step in, but they're not brave enough at the minute to do that.
Palmer, right wing for Chelsea. Turns and rolls the ball back to Trevor Chalobah. This is Paddy Ashiel. Chelsea still on the halfway line, playing from right to left as we look down in their change strip. Gallagher gives it back to Cucurella once again. Chelsea working really hard, but not really going anywhere. Yates has barreled into the back of Cucurella, and even though Chelsea still in possession, the referee felt that was firm enough to blow his whistle and give Chelsea the free kick.
Yeah, it's a foul, isn't it? But Chelsea in possession, they're causing Forest a lot of problems with the movement, but they can't look after the ball, Chelsea.
L'hai mai fatto un viaggio di gruppo? Noi di We Road li organizziamo in tutto il mondo. Puoi partire da solo, in coppia o con amici. Devi solo scegliere dove tra oltre 300 itinerari. Più di 100.000 persone hanno già viaggiato con noi e hanno vissuto avventure pazzesche. Fatti anche tu un We Road. Scopri tutti gli itinerari su weroad.it.
Keep going to 42. This is Eddie Shield. Slow progression out of defence for a Chelsea team who scored early in this game, but lacks marking, allowed Willy Bolly to score. So many of Bolly's Premier League goals in his career have come from set pieces. He was given a really free header there to power it in. Little deflection off Gallagher on the way through. And Forest back on level terms. Eddie Shield still at the heart of defence. Thiago Silva takes it off his toe, just jogging along. Short to Chalobah. Good to see Trevoh Chalobah back getting consistent run in the Chelsea team. We missed him for so much of the early part of the campaign. Cucurella again. Now Chelsea break through the press. This is Moises Caicedo. Plays the ball towards Nicholas Jackson, and it clips the heels of the Senegalese forward. Now, is that unlucky, Chris, or should he have angled his run better?
Well, a little bit of both, I suppose. Yeah, it's easy to look at it, but it was a little bit unlucky. Chelsea very patient in possession there. As I say, the fullback goes into the middle of the park. Gallagher comes into an angle behind the midfield. Very hard to pick up. You can see the Forest players looking at each other. Who picks who up? By that time, at this level of football, the pass is made, and you can get punished for it.
Two former Tottenham managers against each other here. Nuno Espirito Santo and Mauricio Pochettino. As Mudryk comes forward for Chelsea. Picks out Jackson, tackled immediately by Willy Bolly. Jackson tried to take him on, tried to cut back to Bolly's left-hand side, but the Ivorian stretched out a leg and was able to easily tackle Nicholas Jackson. 28 minutes now on the clock, 1-1 on 5 Live. Cole Palmer, who's been the man in the goals for Chelsea, has been kept relatively quiet so far. It was his brilliant pass that set up the Mudryk goal, but he's not been able to have a pop himself to test Matt Sells in this game so far with almost half an hour played. Thiago Silva again on the halfway line. No press at all on him. So he just stands and he patiently waits. And he eventually rolls it to Chalobah on the right-hand side. Back into Thiago Silva once again. Back to the halfway line. Out to Badia Shield. Now Palmer gets possession. Left-hand side of the midfield. Midway into Nottingham Forest territory. No way forward though. Palmer has to roll it back to Badia Shield once again. By the way, Nottingham Forest last game of the season away at Burnley next Sunday. Chelsea have got 2 games to go. They travel to Brighton on Wednesday, and then they finish their campaign at home to Bournemouth next Sunday. Very happy atmosphere among Nottingham Forest fans who believe they're safe now. This is Cucurella, runs into Niakate inside the penalty area. Niakate, helped by Bolly, clears it away. But there's a problem here because Yates, who doesn't go down easy, is down holding his right shin just on the edge of the Nottingham Forest penalty area. And Ryan Yates looks like he may need some treatment here.
Yeah, obviously there's a challenge on the hands above. Chelsea seem to have had the ball there for 10 minutes. They're just patient, not in a rush to get forward. Didn't really look to create anything. Palmer, when he gets it, does look forward all the time. And he plays that ball into Cucurella. Oh well, I mean, I don't know why he's gone down. Cucurella's the nearest person to him. Oh, I don't see. I think he stood on his toe. There you go.
He's not the amateur dramatic type, Ryan Yates, and you'd imagine something's hurt him to go down today. He is back up, he's hobbling away, and he's going to be okay to continue. Half an hour play at the City Ground. Dortmund 3-0 down now. I think they've got their minds on the Champions League final. It's the latest from the Bundesliga. And Nuno Espirito Santo will sleep well tonight. He's never been relegated as a head coach, Nuno. He has averaged a point a game so far since becoming Nottingham Forest manager. That's been enough.
to keep them up, and he has had a higher ratio of points per game than Steve Cooper did over the first half of the season. Here's Madueke for Chelsea, taking on Aina, getting to the byline. Aina not giving up the sprint and prods it out for a corner. Corner to Chelsea on the right-hand side.
I like Aina, he's a good fullback, isn't he? He's quick, he joins in, he's technically good. It's very difficult to get past, he's got terrific change of pace.
He's another who's playing against his old team, Ola Aina, who came through at Chelsea. He made 3 Premier League appearances for them, a couple of cup games back in his youth. And now very much a Nottingham Forest player, albeit on loan. No, he's not on loan from Trino. He did join them as a free transfer at the start of this campaign. Right, 1-1. Corner. Not the happiest part of the game for Nottingham Forest. They concede a lot of these. And they brought everyone back into the penalty area to try and defend. It feels like a zonal sort of system rather than man marking. As the corner gets whipped in, it's not a good delivery towards the front post, and it's quite easily cleared away. And then as a throw was taken, not a throw, as Gallagher tried to play the ball back out to, was it Palmer, who had taken the corner. Palmer was offside coming back from that position by the corner flag.
Well, they both had a word with each other. I'm sure Palmer saying, why didn't you keep a hold of it, let us get on side? But I'm sure Gallagher said, you're lazy, why didn't you run quick and get back on side?
Nottingham Forest 1, Chelsea 1. And, you know, you look back over the half hour we've seen here, Chris, that Chelsea goal has been very much against the run of play. It's been mostly Nottingham Forest in terms of attacking intent.
Yeah, I think, as I said, Chelsea at home are very hard to beat at Stamford Bridge, aren't they? But on the road, you can see why they don't get a lot of victories. They are easy to get at, and you've got to say Forest have had, 3 or 4 really good chances.
Chelsea currently 7th place in the Premier League, which is their highest league position of the season. They've not been 7th or higher all campaign before this. Palmer, this time picks out Jackson, must be saved by Matzels. Comes out 1-on-1, and Nuno Espirito Santo himself, a former goalkeeper, really celebrates that one. Jackson had to score there 1-on-1. It's a corner.
I'll tell you what, Cole Palmer, every time he gets the ball, when in that last 30, 40 yards, you just think something's going to happen every time. It's not about dribbling, skills. His weight of pass is absolutely fantastic, and I can think of a lot of Jacksons who could play up front better than the one that's playing for Chelsea.
The whole Jackson 5. This is Danilo clearing the ball away. Now this is a chance. A sprint is on. Chelsea had committed bodies forward. Now they need to get back. And down goes, on the edge of the penalty area, Hudson-Odoi. Caicedo is appealing the innocence of Conor Gallagher, who made that challenge, but it is going to be a yellow card. Now Hudson-Odoi is wanting a more serious punishment there. He wanted a red. He thought he was going to run through and score, but he wasn't in the penalty area yet. Yellow card for Conor Gallagher for taking down Hudson-Odoi after a lightning-fast counter-attack from defending a set piece.
Good decision. I don't know what Chelsea's thinking. I mean, Conor Gallagher, everybody's up the park. And Conor Gallagher's a great race with Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi's first touch is not the best. To be honest, he's lent him. There's nothing in it, really. If you're going to... yellow card's the right decision. Hudson-Odoi's first touch was poor. He went across Gallagher, who they've come together. Hudson-Odoi goes down. He's still got 30 yards to go to the goal. And look at it as well. So there's no way it was going to be a red card. No way.
Agreed. So Gallagher joins Badiashile as Chelsea players in the referee's notebook. Will have stretched out his calves, Conor Gallagher, keeping pace, stride for stride with Callum Hudson-Odoi, who we'll know well from their days at Chelsea together. It's a good sprint, but as you say, Chris, Hudson-Odoi's touch to bring him inside of Gallagher did give Gallagher the chance there. Right, here's the free kick. Morgan Gibbs-White floats it in, looking for Bolly again. No free header this time. Murillo wins the header, nearly down for Yates. Yates can't pull the trigger. Thiago Silva's hurt himself in the process of clearing away, but he did get the ball clear. Aina pumps it back in again. Bowley jumps and wins the header again. Can't pick out a teammate, and Madueke clears it away to Cole Palmer. And now a chance for Chelsea to try and counter. Long ball from Palmer, missed by Gibbs-White, who was the deepest lying defender for a moment, but then he recovered his composure, Gibbs-White, and then he's fouled, and that's a free kick to Nottingham Forest, and it's still 1-1 with 10 minutes to go to half-time on 5 Live and BBC Sounds at the City Ground.
Well, I'm going to say, Gibbs-White was very lucky there. He made a mess of the clearance, and then he was very fortunate to get brought down. But just keep an eye on Thiago Silva there. He's limping quite heavily when they came out the box.
It's a lovely summer atmosphere at the City Ground. Many of the supporters far out of the pitch from us have to shield their eyes from the sunshine. I hope the Chelsea fans have brought their sun-tan lotion, because they're going to get blazed there as they view this game. Chelsea fans so pleased to see their team score early, but Forest on the day when results elsewhere have very much gone on their favour, with defeats for Burnley and for Luton, both of those teams who led at stages in those games that might have made this a completely different atmosphere. But as it is set to be a party on the banks of the Trent later on. These Forest fans are going to enjoy their night, and you know, with the various ups and downs of a Premier League campaign, at times it looked very uncertain for Nottingham Forest. Obviously, much as they made the point deductions, and they'll be very pleased to know that they can plan for Premier League football once again next season. Caicedo inside the centre circle. Pochettino will be disappointed that his team haven't been able to build on the early lead that they gained. Thiago Silva to Caicedo again. Chelsea very slow and patient coming out of defence. Cucurella gives it to Badiashile. Now Conor Gallagher, 10-15 yards inside Nottingham Forest territory. He's got Mudryk available wide on the left, which is the near side to us. Cucurella again, safety first, gives it back to the comfort of the central defenders back around the halfway line. Shalabau to the far side to Cole Palmer. Palmer being stood up by Ola Aina. Chelsea retreat again to hold on to possession, back into their own half and back into the possession of Thiago Silva once again. Today the first time that Mauricio Pochettino has ever brought a team here to the City Ground in his managerial career. Forrest put the ball out of play on the far side, throw it to Chelsea.
I mean, the movement's good from, you know, fullbacks going to midfield, and you know, there's a lot of people interchanging with positions, which is hard for Forest to pick up, but there's no tempo about it. There's no tempo. It's so slow. It's very easy. There's a free kick on Gallagher, 35 yards out, but it's very easy. It's so easy for them to get a shape Forest against Chelsea.
All right, we're going to go for an update at Wembley in the trophy final in just a moment, but let's just see what Chelsea do with this free kick. It's about 12, 13 yards.
Ecco Adolai, content editor presso eToro Academy. Ha lavorato per 10 ore alla produzione di tutorial sugli investimenti. Buongiorno Adolai. Adolai lavora sodo in modo che tu possa investire meglio. Scopri la eToro Academy, il ricco hub di educazione finanziaria di eToro, su misura per tutti i livelli, dall'introduzione sul mercato azionario fino all'analisi tecnica avanzata. Contenuti infiniti per il trading e gli investimenti, gratuito su qualsiasi piattaforma. Diventa un investitore migliore con eToro Academy. Inizia subito.
Off his toes by a Maud's defender. We go to extra time if things stay level. It's currently 1-1.
Thanks very much, Aaron. So Chelsea prepared to take the corner here at the City Ground, and Ryan Yates is down again. We mentioned that we thought it might have been his foot trod on something like that earlier on, but he's down again, and now the physios have had to come on. This is going to lead to a little bit of a play here at the City Ground. A reminder of what happened elsewhere today. Everton beat Sheffield United. Abdullah Doucouré got his first goal since December. Bournemouth lost 2-1 at home to Brentford, but Dominic Solanke got another one. That's his 19th in the Premier League this season. That's some return from Dominic Solanke. At the top of the pile, Manchester City beat Fulham by 4-0 in the lunchtime game. Pep Guardiola's side go 2 points clear at the top in their bid to win the title for a record 4th season in succession, and that's all ahead of Arsenal's trip to Manchester United tomorrow, which is a game that you can listen to here on 5 Live. Burnley did lead for 7 minutes against Tottenham. They were dreaming of maybe staying up, but they ended up losing. Vincent Kompany's team confirmed as relegated. Ange Postecoglou's side getting their first win in 5 games. And Luton took the lead against West Ham away from home, but they were to lose 3-1. David Moyes' last home game in charge of West Ham. And Luton now on the brink of relegation from the Premier League. If this game stays like this, they will mathematically be down.
Ryan Yates actually slid to block the shot, which got deflected over the bar, and as he slid, he felt his knee. He stretched his knee. He seems to be getting up, and he's obviously okay. They've put a strapping on it, so we'll see how that goes.
He gives the thumbs up to the sideline. Ryan Yates, who scored against Sheffield United last weekend, his first ever Premier League goal. He wants to continue. This is 5-line from the BBC. Play will resume with Yates off the field. So Forrest temporarily down to 10 while defending a corner. That's not ideal. Cole Palmer's last corner was below the standard we expected of him. He'll want to do better here. There's pushing and shoving at the front post. Montiel and Morello and Mudryk are all in each other's personal space as the referee comes across and tries to keep them apart. 1-1 here after Chelsea took the lead and Forrest equalised. Palmer still waiting for the instruction. Referee Tony Harrington still speaking to those huddle of players at the front post. Matt Sells has got Jackson trying to stand in on top of him. Miner's trying to be the bouncer. And a lot of jostling for space as Palmer is now ready to take the corner kick of the City crowd. Here he comes, left-footed delivery. Jackson went down on the goal line as the ball came in. Referee's not interested in that, and Sells comes off his line and gathers the ball comfortably.
To be fair, if VAR looks at that, Ian had the left back, throws Jackson to the floor, and I mean throws him to the floor. But they'll not look at that.
It was at the Luton Everton game not so long ago, and a penalty was given for just that. You know, that wrestling for the ball as the corner's coming in, and it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, the only difference the Everton one was whether it was lifted up into the air, but that's a penalty. Chris, you can't do that. I mean, if everyone's allowed to do that, you'd never get a goal scored from a corner. Well, there we go. We'll file that exhibit 724 of identical situations in different outcomes. As Thiago Silva has possession for Chelsea on the halfway line. Nottingham Forest 1, Chelsea 1. 2 minutes to go to half-time.
I think it happens in both boxes, Carl. I'm not saying it doesn't, and we're not just going on this, but why don't they look at that? Why don't they make a decision? Because if they don't make decisions for things like that, people will stop doing it. But he'll do it again on the next corner and the next corner because they don't do anything about it.
VAO today is John Brooks, who will have looked at it, but they've just decided there isn't.
What is that?
Yeah. They've decided it's not at the threshold, is probably the word they would use to justify a penalty kick. But it was a proper. I mean, there's very few sports that wouldn't be a foul in, if you know what I mean. We're just seeing a replay. He's got his arm around him and he pushes it. I think if he holds on to him a second longer, penalty. He's just let go in time for, this threshold that we speak of. Free kick to Forrest, played by Niakate towards the edge of the Chelsea penalty area. Woods tries to jump in the air. Chalobah gets a nudge on it, hasn't been able to fully clear. Danilo gets it back down on the deck, trying to find Wood inside the penalty area. Thiago Silva reacts very well. The 39-year-old clears it away for Chelsea. Forrest come again. Yates is back on the field and running freely by the way. Ball over the top. Chalobah had to really leap there because if he missed that, Gibbs White would have been in. Niakate on the halfway line allows the ball to bounce, allows it to go out because he knows it will be a Nottingham Forest throw. 1-1 and 5 live. And let's go back to Wembley again and see what's happening between Gateshead and Solihull Moors in the FA Trophy final with Aaron Paul.
1-1 here at Wembley as well. Connor, we head into extra time. A first half goal from Regan Booty cancelled out by a cracking Mark Beck header has us level after 90 minutes. Gateshead thought they should have had a penalty late on in the second half and were unlucky not to score through Kieran Evans, but extra time awaits in this FA Trophy final. It's Gateshead 1, Solihull Moors 1.
Thanks, Aaron. Earlier on at Wembley, Romford beat Great Wakery Rovers in the FA Vase final. And we'll be back with Aaron for the latest developments as they happen at Wembley. Final seconds of regulation time of the first half of the City Ground. There'll be a bit added on for stoppages. We've had the VAR reviews. We've had a few injury delays. Fourth official is Craig Pawson. He's come out to the edge of the pitch here to hold aloft the board and indicate there will be 5 minutes to be added on. There's a parallel universe where this could be a very nervous atmosphere. Forest could be clinging on in the Premier League, and it doesn't really have that feel now. They are relaxed, they're enjoying it, and Nuno Espirito Santo will be pleased with his team's performance so far. Here comes Murillo, winning the ball off Cucurella, desperately trying to get back. Murillo with the outside of the left boot, picks up Callum Hudson-Odoi against his old team, tries to shoot, blocked by Thiago Silva. Wood is arriving, gets a shot on target, but it was down into the turf. That took the sting out of it. No power from Chris Wood, and an easy save by Jordi Petrovic. It remains 1-1.
No power, no technique neither, was there? Let's be honest. I mean, he's just basically stuck his foot at it, and it's come up his shin, I think. So, yeah, the game's sort of gone flat. Chelsea have slowed the game right down. They're keeping the ball. I don't think Forest are that worried. They're not threatening the goal. So, at the minute, 1-1.
Nottingham Forest, who only spent 12 days in the bottom three throughout this season. They were last in the relegation zone at the end of March. Offside flag here raised as Chris Wood tries to break into the penalty area on the far side. But Luton and Burnley, who've been in the bottom five all season, are on the verge of both of them now being relegated today. Burnley are definitely gone, Luton all but, and if this game is to stay like this, they will be mathematically confirmed as a championship club again next season. Luton have made a lot of friends, Chris. I think they've been great to watch, haven't they?
I've been impressed. Very close together group. You know, team morale's brilliant. Managers really, they've all worked their socks off. They've had a real good go. You know, and let's hope it's they took precaution, thinking they were going to get relegated.
Yeah.
So next year
they'll broke the bank, have they?
Yes. So they'll come again next season, I'm sure.
Yeah. Been lucky enough to go to quite a few games this season at Kenilworth Road. They all felt like big cup ties. There was a fiery atmosphere there. It's certainly been a welcome addition to the Premier League, but they're on their way down as it stands. Casado to Chalobah. Chelsea in possession here in stoppage time at the end of the first half of the City Ground. 1-1 away at Nottingham Forest. Casado's given it away again. Chelsea been sloppy in possession today. And a poor pass from Chris Wood, who's not had a good last 5 minutes. Chris Wood gives the ball away. Here comes Casado. Challenged by Gibbs White. Casado too strong. Gibbs White can't get it off him. Madueke tries a little chop turn as he runs into Ryan Yates, but it doesn't work. And Forest regain possession. Hudson-Odoi on the far side. Turns and rolls it back to Aina. Aina aware that Madueke is still down after that earlier challenge. Sportingly puts the ball out of play so the Chelsea player can receive some treatment.
Well, I think half-time talk will be very much of keep it tight. Points a great result for Forest. But I was expecting a lot more from Chelsea tempo-wise. They've not really asked enough questions. They've played very, very slow. I know it's possession, but it's been very easy for Forest to get a shape against them, frustrate them, take the ball off them, and Forest have probably had the better chances, even though Chelsea have probably dominated the football. But I can't really, Cole Palmer putting Jackson in the goal, can't really remember them ever having a chance.
So as things stand at the moment on a live Premier League table, Nottingham Forest would be on 30 points, Luton below them on 26, a 4-point advantage going into the final game. That is end game for Luton as things stand. Matt Sells, who is making his 15th Premier League appearance, and we mentioned Nuno Espirito Santo, a goalkeeper in his playing days. He obviously wasn't happy with the goalkeeping staff on offer when he arrived, and he moved to bring in the Belgian. And he's been part of the steadying effects that is set to keep Nottingham Forest inside the top flight. Long ball played forward there, comfortably taken by the goalkeeper down the other end in Jordi Petrovic, another who's been thrust into the limelight this season. I mean, the start of the season, I'm sure Jordi Petrovic never expected to play as many Premier League games as he has done.
Yeah, he's got the shirt, hasn't he? And he's done well. So, listen, there's a lot of people Chelsea signed and people thought would be a success, would not be. Some have been good, you've got to say that, but there's a lot of them got a lot to prove.
Morelos giving the ball away, long ball over the top that no one had anticipated. And Chalobah will collect comfortably on the edge of the penalty area. Jordi Petrovic, 24 years of age. He's one of the youngest goalkeepers in the Premier League this season. This is his 21st appearance in the top flight since taking over from Robert Sanchez. This is Madueke. Far side of the pitch from us for Chelsea, gives it low to the feet of Cucurella. Now Cole Palmer, 15 yards outside the box. Short pass to Mudryk. Mudryk low into the penalty area. Jackson won't get there. Did it first for Forest as the referee blows the whistle for the break. So Chelsea struck early. Mykhailo Mudryk played through by a glorious glorious assisting pass from Cole Palmer to give Mauricio Pochettino's team the lead in the City ground, but on what is already a day of celebration for Nottingham Forest, they weren't long getting back on level terms. Free header for Willy Boly. Half-time at the City ground, Chris, is Nottingham Forest 1, Chelsea 1.
Yeah, I probably think it's a fair result. I think Forest have had probably shared the better chances. Chelsea have dominated the ball, playing very slow tempo, not really looking to hurt Forest. Just they're looking and waiting. When Palmer gets it, something looks like something's going to happen. But unfortunately, they haven't got a centre forward. Let's be perfectly honest about Chelsea. You're not telling me Raheem Sterling can't do any better than Jackson. So, in my eyes, it looks the way it's heading at the minute. Maybe a set piece, maybe a bit of brilliance from some players, but it looks like it's heading for a draw.
Nottingham Forest last home game of the season. Smiles all around in the sunshine of the City ground. It's Nottingham Forest 1, Chelsea 1 for now.
Yes, as things stand, it means Luton are going down after that 3-1 defeat at West Ham. Earlier, elsewhere in the Premier League, Fulham 0, Manchester City 4, City 2 clear at the top ahead of Arsenal's game at Old Trafford. Tomorrow, commentary here on 5 Live. Brentford 1-2-1 at Bournemouth. Everton beat Sheffield United 1-0. Newcastle 1, Brighton 1. Burnley are relegated after that 2-1 defeat at Tottenham. Finish Wolves 1, Crystal Palace 3. Celtic beat Rangers 2-1, so they're 6 clear of their old firm rivals with 2 to play, so just 1 more point will seal the Scottish Premiership title. And Jimmy Anderson will retire from Test cricket in July after the opening test against the West Indies at Lords. Let's go to Wembley, FA Trophy final, Gateshead, Solihull Moors. Aaron Paul.
Gateshead 1, Solihull Moors 1 into the first period of extra time here after an enthralling 90 minutes finish at level mark. And we've just seen another cracking opportunity for Gateshead. Kieran Evans played in through his shot straight at the feet of goalkeeper Nick Hayes and deflected away. Can't wait for the rest of the action. As I said, into extra time here, Gateshead 1, Solihull Moors 1.
Reactions some of the day's football to come during the half-time break at the City ground. First though, Alison Hughes in the news.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live. Israel has told tens of thousands more Palestinians to leave Rafah in southern Gaza as it intensifies military operations there. Flyers dropped from the air and social media posts told residents to head to Al-Mawasi on the coast. Pro-Palestinian demonstrators have been holding another protest against Israel's participation in the Eurovision Song Contest. The protesters gathered in the centre of Malmö to demand the exclusion of the Israeli entrant Idun Golan. This morning, the Netherlands were told they'd been disqualified from tonight's Eurovision final. Police in Sweden are investigating an allegation of intimidation made by a female member of the production crew against the Dutch artist Jos Klein. The Metropolitan Police Force says a man in his 20s has died after being left at a hospital with a gunshot wound in the early hours of this morning. Detectives believe the victim, whose name hasn't been released, was shot in Lambeth. And a survivor has been pulled from the rubble of a building which collapsed in the South African city of George 5 days ago, killing at least 14 people. A local official said the rescue was miraculous.
Coming up on Sunday.
Look at her go, Leah Galton, can't see her in the centre, can't see her.
It is a huge day of football on 5 Live.
Wow, what a game, what a performance.
At 2:30, Tottenham face Manchester United in the Women's FA Cup final, live from Wembley.
History, and just look what it means to these players.
And at 4:30, Arsenal travel to Old Trafford to take on Manchester United.
Good first touch from Saka, works it onto the left foot, and crosses it into the far corner.
5 Live Sport. Listen Sunday from 12 on BBC Sounds. This is 5 Live Sport with Mark Chapman.
On 5 Live. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Forest 1, Chelsea 1 at half-time in the Premier League. Second half on the way. If it stays like that, Forest would definitely be staying up this season. Burnley definitely going down. They were beaten 2-1 at Tottenham. Here's Vincent Kompany.
I'm very lucky to be surrounded by good people, hard-working players, hard-working staff and fans that have backed the club for generations. So that's kind of who we try and do it for every single weekend. And yeah, today the Premier League is over, but tomorrow we start day one of doing everything we can to get back to the Premier League. Day one of next season starts on tomorrow, Sunday, for me personally.
Are there things you would have done differently, do you think, though? Is it too early for me to ask that question?
It's way too early to ask that question. I mean, I think I'm constantly thinking about what we could do better right now and what we could have done better before. But like I said, you know, if you treat it as something that is in the end going to improve you and us as a club and as a group of players, then there's a lot of value in everything we've experienced this season. And yeah, day one of next season is now, and I'm looking forward to that as well.
Luton were beaten 3-1 at West Ham. As we say, whatever happens to Nottingham Forest, that means their fate is all but confirmed. But if Forest avoid defeat in this game against Chelsea, then Luton are definitely down. Here's Rob Edwards.
So yeah, it's a difficult day. It's hard to come out and speak to everyone today, but I've got to. And what I want to say and what I've said to the players and the staff in there now is thank you. Thank you for giving me the best 18 months of my life. They've been incredible and given me and us absolutely everything. And then also the board, Gary and the board. And then I've got to say thank you to our supporters. What I just witnessed out there made me emotional. It was really special what our supporters just did. But that, I think, shows a connection between us, the players, the staff, the supporters, that is pretty unique, and you very rarely see anywhere in the world now. That made me incredibly proud.
Carlton came in and talked to us, and he said it was devastation, but there was pride despite that.
Yeah, there is. I'm proud of the way that the players have progressed this season. I'm proud of how we've been able to compete with top teams against top players, and a lot of our players have really shown that they can handle this league. In the end, it's just been too much. Like a number of teams, we've had injuries, and at a key time for a few months of the season, and with such a small squad, then it really hurt us, and it's been difficult to recover from that. But Carlton's right in what he says. Immense pride in what the players have done, what our supporters have shown, and that fills me with belief and confidence going forward.
Andy Gillies with the questions to Rob Edwards. Manchester City, 2 points clear at the top, 2 ahead of Arsenal. They've both played the same number of games. Both have 2 left to play. City won 4-0 at Fulham. Here's Pep Guardiola.
Enjoy to play with a great pressure. This group of players for many years have done it. So we are in the last stages. We talked a few years ago to when they lost against Aston Villa and our destiny is in our hands. We decided, okay, the dream has arrived. The last game against West Ham at home, the destiny, belonging to us. We made a really good job. In the first 10 minutes we struggled because, of course, intensity, how they defend, aggressive. But after when Kova, Bernie and Rodri make a long action with a lot of passes, the game was calmed down and we scored a fantastic goal to Josko. Could have signed the best winger in the planet. Yeah, really pleased for the performance. We concede few, we create chances, and now recover, come back to Manchester and recover, and in a few days come back here to London and play the final. This is absolutely the final that we have to try to retain our title.
Pep Guardiola there. Straight back to Wembley. There's been a goal. Aaron.
Gateshead 1, Solihull Moors 2. Mark Beck has his second and Solihull's second. It's come from the penalty spot after Beck himself was pulled down by Louis Story, and he sent the ball low down to the goalkeeper's left to make it Gateshead 1, Solihull Moors 2 in 100. We've played 100 minutes here, Mark. We're deep into extra time.
And remember, they lost the National League playoff final on penalties last weekend at Wembley, did Solihull Moors. Into the Scottish Premiership, Celtic need 1 more point from 2 games to win the league after beating 10-man Rangers 2-1. Here's Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah, I thought we were outstanding up until the penalty. Ironically, I thought we started the game so well. The energy in the stadium was absolutely incredible. The level of our football in a real tense atmosphere was really, really good. Before the goal came, we looked like we were getting there and had a couple of near misses. Went 2-0 up, switched off, totally switched off for their goal. They should never get in that moment. And then, like I said, but we started the second half well again. We're on the front foot. We're playing against 10 men, and that's my only downside of the game. We have to be much better in that moment, and because it's you get teams sat in takes a wee bit of energy out of us missing the penalty, and then we don't walk the ball well enough, and it has happened a few times now.
The last 10 minutes of the first half were a nightmare for John Lundstrom, the Rangers midfielder, scoring an own goal and then getting sent off. Here's his manager Philippe Clement on the red card.
John made a bad decision at that moment, and he knows he's experienced, but I don't forget, and his teammates don't forget everything he has been doing for the team last couple of months, all these years. So yeah, he knows he made a mistake there in a split second, wrong decision, wrong execution also, and now it's looking forward.
Did you think there was still a chance? It was still 2-1 right to the end, that whole second half with 10 men?
You've seen, everybody felt there was still a chance. So we had a few scrimmages in front of goal and everybody became really nervous. But then you need to take those moments also and to be clinical, and we were not clinical enough in that way.
Plenty that you will want to talk about with Robbie on 6:06 at the conclusion of the Nottingham Forest-Chelsea game. Robbie?
Yeah, thanks, chappers. Obviously, the relegation looks like it's going to be decided. Obviously, Burnley joining Sheffield United. And Luton, the point for Forest, will be enough. But I just think mathematically as well, even if Forest lose, chappers, Luton will be going down. So Luton and Burnley fans, give us a call. And Man City, what a win. Chappers 4-0. Tomorrow, the big one, United against Arsenal, and then City go to Spurs. This is the defining week in the season, chappers. Also Celtic, Chris was happy. I seen his little tweet. That was fun. He likes a little, tweet. So Celtic looks like they're going to win the Scottish Premiership. 08285 909 693, mate.
Thank you, Robbie. England have beaten Pakistan in the first women's T20 of the summer. They won by 53 runs. That's despite England batting first and falling to 11 for 4 at one stage. They recovered to 163 for 6. Here's Heather Knight.
Found it a bit tricky, actually. Some of the bowlers were bowling quite slow and the seamers were quite hard to get away, getting a little bit of movement.
Ok, pronto. Per la tua moto, scegli prima assicurazioni.
Per prima vieni davvero prima di tutto. Scegli la polizza moto, dove, come e quando vuoi. Tu, prima.
And yeah, she picked up the boundaries and batted very well. I'm really pleased with the way we sort of set things up in that middle period, and then Danny Gibson, how she played at the end was, showing her potential. I think that's the first time we've seen it with the batting in England trip.
On the men's side of things, Jimmy Anderson announced earlier today that he will retire from Test cricket this summer. His final match will be at Lord's for England in July against the West Indies. There is a special episode of Tailenders available now with Jimmy talking about that on BBC Sounds. Let's round up the racing at Lingfield today. Oaks and Derby's Trials Day. Here's John Hunt.
Well, the Lingfield Derby trial has come back into fashion as a key trial for Epsom, with Anthony Van Dyke and Adiyar running here before winning the blue ribbon. And this year's winner, Ambient Friendly, surprised slightly as runner-up Illinois was much more fancied in the betting, but Ambient Friendly booked his place for Epsom with a stunning 4.5-length success. He looked terrific, and he is now fourth favourite for the Derby. He will be only the second runner in the race for veteran trainer James Fanshawe, but for his jockey, Callum Shepherd, he will be a first ride, and he is determined to dream big.
I'm delighted I'll be taking part in the race on a horse I really like, and and we just all saw how highly he's rated. Obviously, it's what every jockey wants to do, so it's not like it's not something anyone hasn't thought about, but it never seems very realistic until you find yourself pretty much in the situation that I am now. So I feel pretty comfortable. I'm in a good position to take it on.
Trainer Rafe Beckett has abundant talent, judging by his 3-year-old fillies this year. Forest Fairy won gamely at Chester on Wednesday, and today You Got To Me also booked her ticket to Epsom by gamely making all of the running to win the Oaks trial. Beckett has won the Oaks twice before. Indeed, he saddled first and second in 2013. Who's to say he can't repeat that feat in 3 weeks' time?
That's John Hunt. Race for the playoffs in the Gallagher Premiership in Rugby Union is fantastic. Next weekend is the final weekend. Saracens jumped into second earlier with a 41 points to 20 win at Bristol. Exeter and Harlequins both outside the playoffs, both with a chance though. They are 21 points all. The second half has just begun, and that's on Sports Extra if you want to listen to it. The other game today saw leaders Northampton thrash Gloucester by 90-9-0 points to nil. We've got boxing on 5 Live later tonight. Full commentary of Lauren Price against Jessica McCaskill, live from the arena in Cardiff, with Price looking to become Wales's first female world boxing champion. Back to the football now. Nottingham Forest 45 minutes away from confirming their Premier League safety. They're level with Chelsea at 1-1. Back to Chris and Connor.
Thanks very much, Mark. Yeah, the Chelsea team have been sent out early for the start of the second half, which is usually a sign that Mauricio Pochettino wants to see better in the second half of this game. Chelsea, who did take the lead, McCollum, Mudryk putting them in front after just over 7 minutes. Forest soon back on level terms, the header from Willy Bully. Here come the Nottingham Forest team emerging from the tiny, tight tunnel here at the City Ground, out into the sunshine and the blaze of sunlight as the Garibaldi red re-emerges onto the field. So 1-1 on 5 Live. Referee Tony Harrington getting us ready to get back underway. Chelsea, who in their last game at home to West Ham, produced the most shots on target they have in any Premier League games this season, but they've struggled. I think it's only really 2 shots on target in that first half, Chris Waddle. What do Chelsea need to do better here in your view?
Play quicker. They're playing far too slow. I know they want to get control of the ball, and they think that's controlling the game, but Forest are just getting behind the ball and saying you can have it in areas, you're not hurting them, and they haven't hurt them, let's be honest. They've not really caused them a problem. Forest look dangerous on the counter-attack, so and they need to quicken up, Chelsea, if they want to get a result here.
Back underway. Matt Sells is the goalkeeper for Nottingham Forest. 3 central defenders, Bully, Murillo and Niakate. With Montiel and Aina as the Witilillo in the middle. Witilillo in the middle of the park, and then Mark, and then Morgan Gibbs-White and Callum Hudson-Odoi in support of the centre forward Chris Wood, who a good chance towards the end of the first half, but shinned it with the goal at his mercy. The Chelsea team, Jonet Petrovic is the goalkeeper. Defensive Shalama, Thiago Silva, Badiashile and Cucurella, with Casero and Gallagher in the middle of the midfield. Mudryk wide left, Madueke wide right, Palmer with the free roll, and Nicholas Jackson, the spearhead of the Chelsea attack. Cucurella on the edge of his own penalty area, hooking it away, not very convincingly. Morgan Gibbs-White is able to nip in and win possession briefly back for Nottingham Forest, but they can't hold on to it. Jackson just inside his own half has given a good ball here from Mudryk, and suddenly it's 3-on-2. Mudryk into the penalty area, pulls it back from Madueke. Can he finish? No, he can't. Runs into Niakate, and Chelsea should have done better there.
Decision making. Mudryk shouldn't have went there.
Slow ball eventually is played in from the far side by Madueke, and it's poor, and it's easily gathered by Sells.
Yeah, great counter-attack, 3-on-2, and wrong decision, simple as that. You've got to make the right decision in them areas, and that makes the difference between the big players.
Nottingham Forest, who will confirm their Premier League survival with a draw or a win, and will send Luton down. Even if they were to lose, though, they're looking good. Here is Montiel into the penalty area for Forest, pulling it back. Casado on the penalty spot, stretches to hook the ball away, and that goes out for a throw-in on the far side. It would need to be a 13-goal swing if Forest lose in this game, and how many they lose by, and then what would happen next weekend involving Luton's game, and Forest themselves play against already relegated Burnley, who've gone down from the Premier League for the 4th time in the Premier League era. Burnley defeated by Tottenham earlier on today. Manchester City back on top of the table, having beaten Fulham in the lunchtime game. Throw in for Forest. Now, we mentioned Ola Aina in the first half sent in an enormous throw, and I want to see, was that a fluke or can he do it again? Here he goes. Shorter run up this time, no shortage of distance. Bully with the flick on the edge of the 6-yard box, and Casado, I think, was able to clear away. It wasn't as long from Aina, but it wasn't bad. He gets a chance to cross with his feet this time. In-swinger, Badiashile backpedaling, heads it away. Chelsea finding themselves penned in at the moment. Palmer here tries to break out, but he's given it away now, midway inside his own half. Chelsea don't seem to have awoken from the slumber that engulfed them through much of the first half. Gibbs-White jumps and acrobatically controls the ball in his chest. That's great skill from Gibbs-White to then drag the ball under his studs, having chested down to give it to Ryan Yates. Yates fouled. Free kick to Forest, who are on top, but 1-1 at the City Ground.
Well, Forest have come out of the blocks a little bit quicker. I'm sure they've had words and said you're letting Chelsea basically dictate the pace of the game, and let's be honest, Chelsea had so much possession, and I'm sure he's told them to get up the field, Forest, and ask us a few more questions.
So free kick to the home side, as Morgan Gibbs-White prepares to take it. It's fully 10 yards outside the penalty area, and it's out by the touchline, right-hand side of the pitch as Nottingham Forest come forward. Bolly, an obvious target here. Gallagher's holding on to him, trying to make sure he can't get space. Played in by Gibbs-White. Murillo wins the header of the back post. Thiago Silva clears it away from inside the 6-yard box. Ina's been urged to shoot, and he obliges, and it goes over the top. And that was fully 35 yards plus the change out. That was speculative from Ola Ina. He wasn't that far over the top.
No, why not? 30-odd yards out, and when the crowd shout and shoot, when he pulled the trigger, I was waiting for them to shout, don't. But worth an effort, why not?
I think that again sums up the difference in mood here. Had Luton won earlier on today at Burnley, I think he'd have been more careful about his decision making. But Ola Ina there said, well, come on, I'm going to buy a ticket and see if I can win the raffle. And as you say, Chris Waddle, why not? 4 minutes played in the second half. Chelsea with possession. This was a pattern in the first half where they have it 15 yards inside their own half and they're slow, pedestrian slow. Thiago Silva just walking, waiting till someone comes to close him down. Now he plays the ball forward to Madueke, tries to flick it off towards Palmer, intercepted by Ina, and that's happened time and time again for Chelsea today as Forest almost easily regained possession. Then they give it away. Ina careless. See if Chelsea can do better here. Gallagher on the halfway line, under pressure from Yates, has to retreat, back to Chalobah, back to where it all began with Thiago Silva once more.
Yeah, Gallagher's not happy with Yates. I think that's 2 or 3 times he's come in a little bit late on him, and he's just had a word with the ref there.
Cucurella, who's been spending a lot of the game in a central midfield for all this, back out as a de facto left wing back at the moment. And Moises Caicedo comes forward through the middle. Chalobah available on the right-hand side, and now out to Noni Madueke, who's been enjoying a good run in the team. He's now started the last 8 games in a row. He's got 2 goals in his last 3 games. Noni Madueke, no way to advance here as once again Chelsea go back to square one, back to Thiago Silva. Nottingham Forest 1, Chelsea 1. Will be at Old Trafford tomorrow on 5 Live for a very big game. Manchester United against Arsenal. If Arsenal don't win that, City could win the league on Tuesday at Tottenham. This is Cucurella. Low ball into the feet of Conor Gallagher, midway inside Nottingham Forest territory. Mudryk is challenged by Niakate. Niakate wins the ball and sets Forest on their way. Montiel over the halfway line. Caicedo into the back of Gibbs-White. Referee says it's a fair challenge. And then Yates, who's been down a couple of times, slow to get back to his feet again after a tackle, and Chelsea have already taken the throw. Mauricio Pochettino's side trying to inject a bit of pace, but it's not coming naturally to them. And Murillo with a bossing tackle on Conor Gallagher there in the midfield to win back possession for Nottingham Forest. Then a lovely bit of skill by Gibbs-White to spin away from trouble. Can Forest make this count? Hudson-Odoi to the edge of the penalty area. Chalobah standing up to him. Madueke comes back with a lunge to Hudson-Odoi, holds on to possession, but he's got to retreat. Ina up from left back is there to help out. Forest holding on to the ball, but now back towards the halfway line once again. Here is Hudson-Odoi on the left wing. Plays a 1-2 with Danilo. That's worked out well. Now, can he deliver it in? Left foot cross from the left-hand side. Poor header by Thiago Silva. Danilo in the penalty area. Stood up by Chalobah. And Chalobah, cool as you like, plays it into Thiago Silva, who was right beside him. Chris Wood inside the 6-yard box there. But Chelsea brave enough to try and play their way out, and now they might regret it. Caicedo went down easily. Play on, says the referee. Ina on the edge of the penalty area. Forrest played from right to left as Willock down. Gibbs-White gives it to the right-hand side to Montiel. Back into Yates. Urged to shoot. Left foot. Just wide. Last weekend, Ryan Yates got his first ever Premier League goal. He nearly got his second. 52 minutes played in the City ground. Nottingham Forest 1, Chelsea 1.
I think I just hit the outside of the post, didn't it? So, but the thing I like about Forest is when they get the ball, they play with a purpose and a tempo. I'm looking at Chelsea and I just don't get the game plan. I just don't get what they're doing. It's so slow. It's so slow. It's easy to play against. I don't get it.
Back to Wembley, back to the FA Trophy final, back to Aaron Paul.
Gateshead 2, Solihull Moors 2. What a goal we have just seen from Gateshead. The sheer audacity from Tom Allen to attempt this and basically just feed the ball across into DeJean Brown to fire home the equaliser. But this move was just stunning. Long ball pop forward towards the back post. Allen with the back-heeled flick across goal, and there was DeJean Brown just to smash the ball past the goalkeeper. He made sure it was going into the back of the net. Game on here, into extra time, 110 minutes. minutes played. Gateshead 2, Solihull Moors 2.
Thanks very much, Aaron. That's gone down well in this commentary box with the honourable member for Tyneside alongside me.
Come on, the heat.
1-1 of the City crowd in the Premier League. Cucurella takes a free kick for Chelsea. Chelsea, who took the lead. Cole Palmer's brilliant assist sending up Mudrik's been quiet since. Here is Palmer. He's been quiet too, by his standards. This is a guy who's got 11 goals in his last 8 Premier League games. All those goals, by the way, at Stamford Bridge. He's yet to score away from home in the league in 2024. Palmer on the ball. Edge of the penalty area, Chelsea attack. Pulls it back to Caicedo. Looks to return. That's a great ball. Palmer in, puts it wide. Chelsea's best chance in the second half. Good pull from Caicedo. And it was a difficult technique, and Palmer couldn't finish it.
Well, you fancy him to do that. The confidence, the ability he's got, the technique he has got. Great run. Bully lets him running behind. Nobody tracks him. The fullback doesn't track him neither. He's just got to get that on target. It's a great ball by Caicedo. Great run. I'm very surprised he's not hit the target at least.
1-1. Chelsea showing a bare of their teeth there for the first time in this second half. Plenty of activity down below us, and looks like Chelsea are going to make a substitution. At least 2 changes coming. That's all to come in the next few moments. For now, it's a throw-in to Nottingham Forest, left-hand side of the field as they come forward. Forest, who finished on 38 points last season. Today, looking very good to secure their survival of the Premier League for next campaign. Christopher Nkunku and Malo Gusto are the 2 getting ready to come on for Chelsea. Aina bends his back, arches his shoulder, sends in another of these long throws, and Thiago Silva is there to head it away. And then a slip on the edge of the box as Hudson-Odoi tried to fashion some sort of a shot, but he ended up at his backside and the ball ended up a mile wide. Goal kick. This is how bad the shot was. It went out for a throw.
I know. I was waiting. I thought you were just being nice to him there.
I think I was subconsciously. I didn't follow that shot through to its conclusion. I presumed it was going to go wide. It went out for a throw. But anyway, Chelsea are able to work their way out from the back and up towards the halfway line. So Gusto, right back. About to come on, and Christopher Nkunku was a big money signing. I mean, Chelsea spent an absolute fortune last summer, but he was one of the big transfer fees, having scored a lot of goals in Germany, and his season has been ruined by injury. Christopher Nkunku really hoped to get a full campaign under his belt next season. It's clear that Chelsea fans have yet to see what he can do. It's not great from Madueke there, trying to run in between Danilo and Aina, and he gives away possession. Forest have it back inside Chelsea territory. Aina against his old team. Plays a good pass out to the right-hand side to Gonzalo Montiel. One touch to steady himself. Back into the middle. Danilo tries to head. Hudson-Odoi doesn't fancy the shot from the tight angle. Tries to make the angle better. Turning and twisting up against Madueke. Floats it to the back post. Off the post. And then it's put over the top by Chris Wood. That looked easier to score. Gibbs White at the back post hit the woodwork. It sat up for Chris Wood, and the Kiwi, 2.5 yards out, somehow puts it over the top.
Wow, Hudson-Odoi, brilliant bit of skill in box, never panicked, kept his calm, got to the byline, stood across the far post. I mean, Gibbs White does well to get on the end of it, but should he score? He's a yard out, he hits the post, and Chris Wood, as his form's been going the last few weeks, just cannot buy a goal. Cannot buy a goal. You're not getting a better chance tonight than this.
So it stays 1-1. Pochettino's going to take off Badiashile and Madueke here to bring on Gusto and Nkunku. 57 minutes played at the City ground as things stand. Luton's relegation will be confirmed with this scoreline. So Badiashile, who had been on the yellow card, making way. Presumably Chalobah will slot in to the centre. Gusto will play it right back. And in terms of attack, it is still Jackson as the spearhead of the Chelsea attack, and Nkunku slotting into a position just slightly off him, sort of number 10 role. At the moment, Cole Palmer is wide right, and Mudryk is wide left. Free kick for a foul on Jackson near the halfway line. Free kick to Chelsea.
Just looking back at them chances there, Chris Wood and Gibbs White. What chance they are, by the way. this level of football, a yard out, all right, Gibbs White was getting slightly obstructed, but a yard out, you'd think he'd score on, hit the post, but Chris Wood then, what a chance, 2 yards out.
And again today, perhaps not with the jeopardy that it might have been had Luton and Burnley won earlier. Those misses would be absolutely critical for Nottingham Forest. As it is, they can still relax. No tense muscles here from Forest fans. Jackson on the right-hand side gives it back to Malo Gusto. This relegation battle of the 23-24 season on the verge of being settled today, and it in effect is already now. Jackson runs into Bully. Bully clears away, only as far as Cucurella. Forest fans thought he handled it. Play on, says the referee. Palmer jinking, trying to find some space. Does thread a ball through to Jackson, who can't trap it in the penalty area, and Forest clear away.
He summed him up there. Can't trap it.
Throw in is taken by Cucurella to Jackson. Can't be offside from a throw, but he can't do anything with it either, and it goes out for another throw into Chelsea on the far side. So Cucurella to take it level with the edge of the penalty area, the Chelsea attack. Chelsea have already conceded more goals this season than in any previous Premier League campaign over these last 3 decades. They have shown some improvement lately, Chelsea. They've taken 23 points from the last 36 available to them. If you look back over the last 3 months, only the top 3 teams in the Premier League have had a better points haul in those 12 weeks, but this Chelsea team far from the finished article from Mauricio Pochettino, and if there had been some steps forward with the 2 wins in a row in recent games, it feels at the moment a bit of a step back today. Let's see what Mudryk can do here. Aimless ball into the middle, no one on it. Einer's not dealt with it very well though. Header straight up in the air, does a bit better the second time. Gusto tries to get possession, but he's out-muscled by Callum Hudson-Odoi. Chance of a counter-attack for Nottingham Forest here. 1-1 of the City Ground on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Little chop turn, that's good from Gibbs White. Warm applause around the stadium as he finds Hudson-Odoi back into the penalty area. Gibbs White had to veer away from goal though to hold on to possession. Gives it to Hudson-Odoi again. Back to Ola Aina. Forest inside the final third. Chelsea can't get a touch at the moment. Confidence from Gibbs White as he drags the ball under his studs. And there's a back heel from Hudson-Odoi, another back heel from Gibbs White. This sums up the party atmosphere, and it's all a little bit unnecessarily flashy because Forest were offside there, and it's a free kick to Chelsea. But if anything sums up the party mood, it's that the party pieces are coming out from Nuno Espirito Santo's team.
Yep, they are. Gibbs White likes a little trick and a little flick, doesn't he? So, well, yeah, I mean, Forest will be quite happy with this result. And let's be honest, Chelsea, for me, just played far too slow. I keep saying it, but they do. I mean, at Stamford Bridge, they may get away with it in the way they play at home, but away, I don't think they play quick enough. And they could win this game.
In Rugby Union's Premiership, Exeter trailed early on against Harlequins in the tea-time kick-off, but they now lead. It's Exeter 28, Harlequins 21. You can listen to commentary of that game right now on our sister station, Sports Extra. We're over the hour mark at the City Ground, blazed in sunshine. Chelsea led 1-0. Forest getting it back to 1-1. And Nkunku fouled by Niakate there. Niakate appeals his innocence, but I think he did grab hold of Nkunku as Nkunku tried to wriggle away there. Free kick to Chelsea, crossing position on the right-hand side.
Yeah, I don't know what Cole Palmer was arguing with the referee about. I don't know if it's something previous, but that was just a foul, and it was a foul. The referee got it right. The linesman put his flag up, and it's a free kick to Chelsea on the right-hand side.
Match of the day, 10 o'clock tonight, unless you're in Wales, but it starts at 11. Gary Lineker joined by Micah Richards and Alan Shearer to look back over the big stories in the Premier League today. Burnley, who did lead temporarily against Tottenham, but ended up being beaten, and that's it. Vincent Kompany's team confirmed as relegated. Luton will be going down too, because even though they led against West Ham, they were to lose 3-1 in the end in David Moyes' last home game as West Ham manager, and that now requires an unlikely goal swing to save Luton as Palmer takes the free kick for Chelsea. Great backward header by Thiago Silva, comes back off the post. So close to a goal for the Brazilian, who's already got 4 this season in all competitions. Really good delivery, really good backward header, and it comes off the post to deny Chelsea taking the lead for the second time in the game.
Great ball in by Palmer again. Great in swinging cross from this right-hand side. Goalkeeper can't come for it, nobody. It's a lovely little flick, hits the post. I mean, let's be honest, I mean, what would Chelsea be like this season without Palmer?
Gallagher here, up to Palmer, whose influence is growing in the game. Mudryk into the penalty area. Murillo reacts really well, scampering across to put the ball out of play. I've been impressed with him this season, Therese Murillo. He's only 21 years of age.
I'll tell you what, they'll do well to keep a hold of him. I think they'll get some nice, tasty bits for him. He's a top-class centre-half.
In a Forest defence that have been kept so busy all season, he's looked really, really good. Chance for Nkunku to cross on the left-hand side. Gives it short to Cucurella. Chelsea just have stepped up a gear over the last 5 minutes. Since the substitutions, actually. Gallagher gets it back from Caicedo. Cole Palmer, 10 yards outside the penalty area. Left-footed delivery too close to Niakate. He wins his header comfortably in front of Nico Jackson. Forest need to get it away here. Gibbs White, short to Montiel. Up towards Chris Wood, who looks a little bit isolated. Gets it just about back to Gibbs White, who's fouled. Free kick to Forest. That's going to relieve a bit of pressure. And we go back to Wembley in the latest from Aaron Paul.
Gateshead 2, Solihull Moors 2, all over here after extra time, and these two will need penalty kicks to separate them. It was an action-packed 120 minutes, but for Solihull Moors, like the National League playoff final last week, they will need a penalty shootout to see if they can grab victory at Wembley at least once this season. Gateshead 2, Solihull 2, heading to penalties.
Penalties again for Solihull, who lost on spot kicks just last week. Will that be an advantage or disadvantage to them, I wonder, as Mudryk tries to play the ball forward towards Jackson.
Quest'estate viaggia con We Road. Vivi esperienze uniche. Conosci nuovi amici. Scopri tutti gli itinerari estivi su weroad.it.
Gallagher sent to Sir, rolls it in front of Caicedo. Now maybe a chance to take a few strides deeper into Forest territory. Passes behind Nkunku. Palmer was streaming for it on the right-hand side there. Cucurella has it on the left. Back into Nkunku once again. Short ball to Caicedo. Gallagher, little no-look ball to Palmer. Palmer challenged by Murillo. Takes a tumble, edge of the deep, free kick. Free kick right on the edge of the penalty area for Chelsea.
Yeah, it was a free kick. Great bit of skill by Palmer. Tight area, a little drag back, rolls the ball past the Forest defender. He leaves his foot dangling, and he's going to go down, rightly so. It's right inside the D. Probably, about a yard outside, in the middle of the D, a yard outside the 18-yard line. So you would think Cole Palmer, they're not going to fight about this one, are they?
Well, do you know, I was just thinking about that, because Nkunku, who's clearly would love to make an impact, and we've seen so little of him this season, he is continuing his debate with Cole Palmer as to whether he might have a crack at this, but surely this is going to be Palmer.
Well, just the form he's in and where he's played today when he's had the ball, he's passing, he spots it, and, you know, you've got to say he's taking it. I mean, he's lining it up, he's placing the ball down, he's definitely going to take this.
Devedo lies as the draft excluder. Matt Sells crouches down to position his wall. This is dangerous.
I would think he'll go where the goalkeeper's standing. I don't think he'll go over the wall. I mean, it's hard to get that up and over the wall. He's capable.
Right on the edge of the area. Left foot of Palmer, low into the wall, which stands firm and does its job. And a big roar from the Nottingham Forest fans as their defence holds tight for that one.
That was poor from Palmer, wasn't it? You'd expect him to hit that with a bit of hate for that top corner where the goalkeeper was standing. He's actually hit the wall. Poor free kick.
Here is Nkunku giving it to Palmer, midway inside. Nottingham Forest have Chelsea seeing a lot more of the ball at the moment. Low ball in, controlled by Murillo. Bounced up awkwardly out of him. I think Chelsea were appealing it, bounced up onto his arm.
Yeah,
that was never going to be given.
You never know with Vardy.
Malo Gusto on the halfway line turns and rolls it back to Thiago Silva, who remember has hit the post in this second half.
He needs to freshen it up, Forest. There's a lot of tired players out there at the minute. Chelsea have took control of this football match.
Anthony Elanga, who started the last game against Sheffield United, is about to come on. And Harry Toffolo is going to be introduced too. Chelsea come forward. Jackson into Nkunku, just too far in front of Nkunku. And Murillo clears the ball away. You don't hear that very often. Forest fans were cheering every Chelsea pass there.
Yeah, it's strange that. Are they having a go at somebody?
I think so. Well, anyway, it is a corner to Chelsea on the right-hand side. Cole.
Ganon. Ganon, no. I never know.
Palmer to take.
Where may I call you back?
Taken any further action on it. Forest of possession. Gibbs White into the midfield to Danilo. First touch was heavy. Cucurella saw that as an opportunity to whip it away from him. Dominguez gets to the loose ball ahead of Cole Palmer. And then the ball goes out of play on the far side for a Nottingham Forest throw. Forest haven't given up. In this circumstance, you wouldn't expect anyone to be going to the exits because it's the last home game of the season. They'll want to stay, and I'm sure there'll be a lap of honour and all that. But it's kept in a tense atmosphere here, and these Forest fans believing that they can get an equaliser. Here comes Murillo. He drops his shoulder on Gusto and powers his way into the Chelsea half. He's been great to watch today. Aina on the far side, right back position for Forest. Gets it back from Ilanga. This is Dominguez, number 16 on his back. Short ball to Ola Aina again. He will steady himself, sends in a left-footed cross. Gibbs White will do really well if he keeps this in play. Last touch up, Reece James for a corner. Corner to Nottingham Forest, this ain't over yet.
Well, Chelsea didn't put enough pressure on the ball. They let Nottingham Forest, 6-7 passes and a ball into the box, and they worked the corner out of it.
Nicholas Dominguez has picked up a yellow card, by the way, for an earlier altercation. We have now almost completed 6 minutes of stoppages. There were due to be 7. You'd imagine at least another has been built up since then. Morgan Gibbs White as a corner for Nottingham Forest, hoping to level things up at 3-3. Here it comes, in-swinger again. Petrovic has done really well under those today. I mean, that's difficult. Players jumping into him, leaning, and he caught it and he fell and he held onto it. He's done that several times today, and that has got Chelsea out of a hole on occasions.
Yeah, he's looked the part today. Very good at crosses.
Chris, we've not seen much of him, but what have you made of Reece James on his return?
Well, he looks obviously keen to get back. He's looked sharp. Great ball in for the goal, the second goal. So, yeah, he's looked sharp since he come on.
Nicholas Jackson, sharp probably wouldn't be the word you'd use. As he gives the ball away to Dominguez. Now Wood in a chase against Thiago Silva, 40 in September. Thiago Silva wins the sprint and puts it out for a throw-in to Nottingham Forest. Jackson, who took his goal well with his head, but he's had a lot of uncertain touches today with his feet. Dominguez leaves the throw-in for the long throw specialist. Ola Aina, who's a longer runway between advertising board and edge of the pitch here. So here he comes, and they're all at the back post because they know what's coming. Here, what a throw! Murillo gets up, can't get a touch. Ilanga the far post, chips it back in. Owunyi tries to get there. Nkunku cheers for Chelsea. And what's Cucurella doing there? He could have run that away, but he's booted it instead. And I think his own teammates are disappointed there. Chelsea, who had 3 or 4 players charging forward, could surely have counter-attacked. Instead, Cucurella just gave it away. Gibbs White, header on, Shalaman the penalty area. Gibbs White goes for the volley, but he's skews it off the outside of his boot, and it goes wide, and he's exhausted. Morgan Gibbs White, he's given it everything today. He just didn't have enough in the tank to make the connection with that late shot. We've almost played 8 minutes.
It was a hard skill, that, coming out the air like that to try and... It's a goal, it's a whirly if it scores, don't you? Let's be honest. But they've stuck at it. I think Chelsea have shaded it today. They've had the better chances.
Nottingham Forest 2, Chelsea 3 is how the game finishes. There is the full-time whistle from Tony Harrington, a game that ebbed and flowed. Celebrations even before a first ball was kicked as Forest realised that the outcome of today's other games had transpired in their favour and that they were going to be okay. Mathematically, there is still a chance for Luton next weekend. In reality, there isn't. Luton's dream is over. They would need an absolute miracle next weekend, which simply isn't going to happen. You'd need a scenario of Forest losing 7-0 and then winning 7-0. That sort of crazy stuff for Luton to survive. And at the end of what's been an emotional day. It's almost a bit of stunned silence at the City ground. Forest have lost their last home game of the season, but most importantly, Chris Waddle, they're going to be in the Premier League next season. And for Chelsea, well, they've won the game, but again, not convincing from Mauricio Pochettino's team for much of this match.
Yeah, I think they've got him obviously away from home. They've got to sort it out for next season. We don't know what'll happen with Chelsea, who's leaving, who's coming, or whatever. Listen, they've got some class players. Sometimes they play a little bit too slow for me. How do you replace Thiago Silva with his experience? How do you get a player to play like him at the back? Listen, they're going the right way, but top four, I think, they're a long way off. Forest will just be happy that they've stayed in the Premier League this year. What an achievement.
Story of the game today, Mykhailo Mudryk put Chelsea in front early on. Brilliant assist pass from Cole Palmer. That's worth watching Match of the Day tonight just for that pass. Willy Boly was to get it back to 1-1 for Forest. Hudson-Odoi was to score for them as well. Raheem Sterling came off the bench and scored for Chelsea. 2 goals in less than 2 minutes when Nicholas Jackson got what would turn out to be the winner on a day in which Mauricio Pochettino keeps the wins running now. In this late season surge for Chelsea is showing some of their best form of the campaign right at the end. It is 3 wins in a row now for Pochettino. It's the first time all season, Chris, that Chelsea have won 3 league matches in succession.
Listen, they've got ability. They've got some really good, very, very good players. And Cole Palmer, obviously, the pick of them. But James is back now. You know, obviously it's late in the season. But there's a lot of players you can build around for this team for next season. They definitely need a goal scorer. I know Jackson scored today, but let's be honest.
Ecco Sam, analista.
Hello guys, what a win from Chelsea Football Club, and this is what we are talking about. This is the result we all want to see, because this is a team that we all love to see, making good results like this and making good wins like this. Guys, Rhys James is back, and it makes the talent shows that he's back. Guys, Rhys James, we all know when he's in the pitch, we have a full confidence on him, because he's a captain, not just a captain, but a match-winning captain. Guys, Rhys James, wonderful assist from Rhys James, because since Rhys James came back, and it shows his talent that he can be the man, he can be that Chelsea man, and he can be that player that Chelsea can count on. Guys, what a wonderful return from Rhys James, and what a wonderful introduction for Rhys James. Guys, we know Nottingham Forest pulled a big fight for Chelsea, and this is a fight that we can't just let go. I know it's very kind of difficult, because Chelsea winning this game is a bit of miracle, but guys, miracle is part of the game. This is why we love the Premier League, and this is why we love to watch the game. Guys, Chelsea is scoring 2 goals in 9 minutes. This is a wonderful result from Chelsea Football Club. So guys, as I said before, I can fully say congratulations for Rhys James by coming back and making that wonderful result, and making that wonderful assist, and making that pass that every Chelsea fans wants to see. Guys, that is why you don't want to have player like Rhys James in injury, and that's why you don't want to have players like Rhys James in the injury list, because with Rhys James we have a full confidence that we can make things happen. So guys, it's a wonderful one for Chelsea Football Club, and it's a wonderful one for we the fans, because this is what we want to see. This is what we want to see from our favorite team, and this is what we want to see as Chelsea fans. I don't know about you guys, but to me, this is what I want to see, because this is what I will love to pay a cash on to watch Chelsea playing like this. So guys, it's a wonderful one. It's really a wonderful one, and it's a one to watch. So guys, I can say congratulations to all Chelsea fans, and also congratulations for Rhys James that came back and makes his wonderful return, and a wonderful return that make Chelsea have these 3 points. Guys, now talking about Chelsea 3 points, now we are not tied with Newcastle 57 points. Guys, it's a wonderful one, because Chelsea now have the same point with Newcastle, and also 3 points ahead of Manchester United. We all know that Manchester United have a game in hand against Arsenal the next match that it will be tomorrow, but we already know that Arsenal will not take it. It will not take it easy on Manchester United because Arsenal are pushing to win the title. So I believe that Arsenal can have a win against Manchester United. So guys, Chelsea, quickly I will go towards the top 10 in the Premier League. Guys, Manchester City 85 points, Arsenal 83 points. Guys, Liverpool in third position 78 points. Aston Villa in fourth position 67 points. Tottenham in fifth position 63 points, guys, and Newcastle in sixth position is 57 points. Sorry guys if I say 58, but 57 points. And also Chelsea in seventh position, we now have 57 points, guys, and Manchester United in eighth position have 54 points, guys. West Ham in ninth position have 52 points, and number 10 of the list is Brighton with 47 points in 10th position, guys. As I said before, that Chelsea can make it through to the top of the table. Not top of the table, but at least we can play European football next season. Guys, I know many people will say, yeah, Chelsea playing Conference League. Guys, being in the European football is a big revenue for the team, and it's a big help to the team, and it will bring more confidence to the players that, okay, if we can make it to European football this season, I believe that next season the Chelsea players, they will love to challenge for the title. Guys, I believe that Chelsea next season we can be fighting for the title next season. I believe so. I don't know about you guys, but to my own belief and my own opinion, I believe that Chelsea can still make it to the top of the table for next season. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think? If you believe that Chelsea can challenge for the title next season, let me know, because to my own opinion, I believe that if this player continue having confidence on themselves and they continue working together hand to hand and continue building that confidence towards one another, I believe that next season Chelsea can fight for the title. I believe that Chelsea can fully fight for the title next season. That is my own belief. I don't know about you guys. For my own opinion, I believe Chelsea can fight for the title next season. So guys, let me know in the comment section down below. As I said before, what do you think? If you believe that Chelsea can make it to the top of the table next season, and if you believe that Chelsea can fight for the Premier League next season, let me know in the comment section down below. And guys, I see a lot of you joining this live stream, and this is a channel where we bring all updates about Chelsea news, Chelsea transfer news. So if it's your first time joining this channel, please leave a like, and also smash the subscribe button, guys. It's a free to you, it's nothing, but to me it's very important, guys. So smash the subscribe button. We are over 50,000 followers in this channel, and we love to make it to 100,000 followers. So guys, like and share, and also share the channel, and also invite your friends to join this channel, every Chelsea fans to join this channel, because this is the channel that brings you all updates about Chelsea transfer news, gossip and speculation about Chelsea Football Club. So guys, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think about Chelsea fighting for the title next season? To me, Chelsea can win the title next season. So guys, as I said before, don't forget to smash the subscribe button, and don't forget to like this video, and don't forget to follow us as we're going to bring you more analysis about Chelsea Football Club, about Chelsea team, about this Chelsea wonderful title run. Guys, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think about this team, and what do you think about these players working together hand to hand, trying to change things and trying to fight for the European position next season. I believe that Chelsea can still make it, because the only difference now is goal difference, and I believe that Chelsea can still make it to the top 4. Sorry guys if I say top 4. I know top 4 is no goal area, because now Tottenham are already there, and Newcastle no, I say Newcastle. Aston Villa is out of cash because Aston Villa already qualify for the Champions League next season. But I believe that Chelsea can still make it to the European football because playing a conference league or playing a normal league or playing in the European Conference League is also a European football. The most important thing, you will just have to be in the European football for next season so that we can keep our player busy and also keep the player fit and also keep the player fighting for more titles. I think that would be a good add-on for the team. I think if Chelsea can win we know that Chelsea cannot win the Premier League anymore because it's already done, but I believe that Chelsea can still make the top four because our next match is against Brighton, guys. We just have to win against Brighton, so that will be a good result from the players and a good result from the team. So guys, I still believe that Chelsea can still make it to the top four. So this is my own opinion. I don't know about yours, but I would love to know your own opinion in the comment section down below. So guys, as I said before, if it's your first time joining this channel, please smash the subscribe button and like this video because this is a channel where we'll bring you Chelsea match lineup, update, transfer rumors, and also gossip surrounding Chelsea Football Club. So as I said before, you are free to share and also leave a like. Guys, I will quickly tell you about Newcastle next match because I know all Chelsea fans wants to know Newcastle next match and also Tottenham next match because there are two teams that we are trying to pursue for next season. Guys, I know Newcastle have Manchester United. I know it will not be easy match for Newcastle against Manchester United versus Newcastle because we just need Manchester United to have a draw with Newcastle. That gives us the edge to, if Newcastle and Manchester United would be or a draw or Manchester United have to win against Newcastle because I believe that Arsenal will beat Manchester United tomorrow. So guys, if you are a gamer, you can play that game because this is a free tips because Arsenal will not take that match likely for Manchester United. And I believe that Arsenal will beat Manchester United tomorrow. So, and Man United will beat Newcastle on the 15th. Guys, because if Manchester United beat Newcastle, automatically Chelsea win against Brighton, automatically we are qualified for European football next season. Not automatically, but I believe that it will give us a big edge to face, to confirm our Conference League position. And still, we can still cash on Tottenham because Tottenham, they are currently 5th in the table, and the next match is against Man City. We all know that Tottenham, Man City, that is a no-go area because Man City will win against Tottenham. I believe that Man City will win the game against Tottenham. So it's an easy one. It's an easy one. So, and if Sheffield United can help us to draw or win against Tottenham, we have a big edge over Tottenham. And there we can also, if Tottenham can lose both games and win both games, guys, we'll tie points with Tottenham. Guys, it's not an easy task, but everything is possible as far we are in the football world because currently now it will be a goal difference, but at least Chelsea put on a big fight on this. So guys, let me know in the comment section down below, and don't forget to smash the subscribe button if it's your first time to join this channel. So feel free to leave a like and also smash the subscribe button for more news and more updates and more live stream like this and more match analysis. And you can join us in every Chelsea match, and you can join us in the watch along. So you can leave your thoughts, and also you can listen to the live commentary of Chelsea Football Club here in this channel. So guys, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want to know more about Chelsea transfer news, more about Chelsea gossip, more about the Premier League. This is the right channel for you to know more about Chelsea Football Club because we bring you every exclusive news surrounding Chelsea Football Club and every news surrounding the Blues. So guys, don't make me be a blue alone. So guys, we all work together, and this is the right channel to know everything about Chelsea Football Club. Smash the subscribe button, like, and follow us for more updates. Thank you guys. Thank you for your support, and thank you for joining our live chat. And guys, this is a massive one for Chelsea, and thank you for your time, and thank you for joining this live streaming, and thank you for your support. For those of you who have already subscribed to the channel, I thank you very much from all my heart, and also thank you for your wonderful support, and for your wonderful comments, and for your wonderful like, and for your time that you pass and that you share with us in this channel. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video. Stay safe. As Chelsea, we are looking forward to see Chelsea winning more games and winning our last 2 matches to make European football, because this is a team that just joined together. And guys, before I end this live stream, I have to say something about Christopher Okuku. Guys, Christopher Okuku is back from injury, started the Chelsea match, and he's a wonderful player, and he have a 2-3 occasion to score goals. Yeah, I know he didn't score a goal, but he's a wonderful player. I'm so happy to have Christian Okuku back into the Chelsea lineup. Guys, Christian Okuku, Reece James, they're all back in Chelsea to face next season. And we also know that before next season, Ben Showe will be back for injury, and Chelsea team will be complete. I hope that next season we don't have big injuries and long injuries time like this season. So I hope that the old player, they will be fit for next season. I hope that Christopher Okuku will not have another long time injury, because having long time injury is that is the problem where Chelsea, where we find ourselves in a position like this, because of most of our players are in injury, are facing big time injury, long time injury. And guys, this is an experienced player. Look at the cross that Reece James cross that bring the third goal was a wonderful one, because that is what a player of his caliber and an experienced player like that is what they can offer, and that is a wonderful one. So guys, congratulations for Chelsea team, and congratulations to all my Chelsea fellow fans, and congratulations to every one of you who is supporting this live stream. And guys, show your love and show your support by smashing the subscribe button. I like this video, and as we continue to bring you more about this Chelsea Football Club. So guys, this is the end of today's live stream. So guys, see you in the next video. Stay safe, subscribe for more.